All right, welcome back, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's 10:29 on the 19th February 2026. Let's go to Game 4 of the World Series it never was for my good friend Clinton Parks. And I want to thank him for the a wonderful thing that he sent me, very baseball related. So thank you a billion times, Clinton, a billion times. And there's brother Jack Dawson. So, Jack, I don't know if you heard on the last broadcast, but Samuel Smith said he's going to be doing some testing on the beta for the new Dombrov baseball. So that's pretty exciting. So, looking forward to that. All right, today will be Joe McGinnity versus Norwood Gibson. So, know lots about Joe McGinnity, Hall of Fame pitcher. Not so much about Norwood Gibson here. So, we'll have to look him up at another time. So anyhow, the Boston Americans leading the New York Giants in this series that never was, 2 games to 1. So looking forward to a good one. It's been a pretty wild series so far. Let's get into it. Hey, John, how you doing? John DFW joining us here at the South End grounds, man, or Huntington Avenue grounds. God, I keep getting those mixed up. Huntington Avenue grounds here. So the Giants versus the Americans. Let's go. All right. Largely the same lineups that we're going to see here at the Huntington Avenue grounds today. Big ballpark. For the visiting New York Giants, leading off at first base, Dan McGann batting second in right field. George Brown batting third in center field. Roger Bresnahan batting cleanup in left field. Mike Donlin batting 15 catching. Frank Bowerman batting sixth at third base. Art Devlin batting seventh. At shortstop, Bad Bill Dolan batting eighth. At second base, Billy Gilbert. And pitching and batting ninth, Iron Man Joe McGinnity. McGinnity in 1904, 35 wins, 8 losses, a 1.61 earned run average, a whip of .96. So McGinnity, not a big strikeout pitcher as far as this ratio goes in 1980 or 1904. I'm sorry, in 1904. 3.2 strikeouts per 9 innings and 1.9 walks. For the hometown Boston Americans, leading off in center field, Chick Stahl batting second. In left field, Kip Selbach. Batting third is short, Freddie Perrin. Batting cleanup in right field, Buck Freeman. Batting fifth and catching, Lou Krieger. Batting sixth at third base, Jimmy Collins. Batting seventh, first baseman Candy LaChance. Batting eighth at second base, Hope Ferris. And pitching and batting ninth, Norwood Gibson, a record of 17 and 14 in 1904 with a 2.21 earned run average, a 1.09 earned whip. So fairly even. He's going to maybe walk a little more, 2.7 walks per 9 innings, but pretty even with McGinnity. So let's get into it here. 1904 baseball. I know that's not a big comfort zone for folks, but it's nonetheless baseball and nonetheless worthy. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, and we are here at the Huntington Avenue grounds, and we're going to have to just really suspend disbelief and just pretend it's a sunny day or something because no night games, but there you go. In left field for the Boston Americans, Kip Selbach. In center field, Chick Stahl. And a right, Buck Freeman. Kenny LaChance at first. Hope Ferris at second. Freddie Pren at short. Jimmy Collins, Hall of Famer, at third base. So really strong infield for the Boston Americans. Catching, Lou Krieger, and on the mound, Norwood Gibson. Leading it off here, Dan McGann, first baseman for the New York Giants. McGann hitting 308 in the series with a home run. .50 degrees here at game time. And let's go. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on. This one belted out toward left center field and back and gone. Dan McGann, second home run in the World Series for him, and it went a long way. That one needed a stewardess, a passport, and hopefully we're flying in elite business class. So the New York Giants wasting no time, first batter, and this one is absolutely smoked. Absolutely smoked. So here we go again. Let's watch that. And I mean, McGann just absolutely got all of this ball. Touch them all, Dan McGann. All right, here's George Brown. George Brown hitting just 143. 1-0 your score, just underway. Here's the pitch. Brown swings. This one high fly ball toward the foul line and right and rather shallow. And this ball is going to be dropped. It's going to be dropped out there. Hope Ferris going out to get that ball, but drops it. So, and it's going to score that a hit. So a home run and a single. And here's Roger Bresnahan. Bresnahan hitting 333. Welcome in, Aaron. Good to see you. With 2 RBI in the World Series. 0-2 pitch. And this one paints the inside corner. Strike 3. That one on a slider by Gibson. Here comes Turkey Mike Donlin now. Donlin having a good series, hitting 462. George Brown on first, 1 run in for the Giants thus far, top of the first. 1-1 pitch. Donlin swings. This one just a high pop up toward third. And making the catch is Hall of Famer Jimmy Collins. All right, 2 down. Here's Frank Bowerman, home run, 3 RBI, hitting 333. 1-2 pitch on the way. Bowerman looks at called strike 3 on the outside corner. 1 run, and that was the Dan McGann leadoff home run on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. New York Giants won, and the Boston Americans coming to bat. And for John McGraw's New York Giants here in 1904 in left field, Mike Donlin, and center, Roger Bresnahan, and right, George Brown. At first base, Dan McGann. At second, Billy Gilbert. At short, Bad Bill Dolan. And at third, Art Devlin. Behind the plate, Frank Bowerman. And Joe McGinnity will face Chick Stahl to lead things off here. This infield not quite as strong. So, but still both very good infields here. And so both pitchers having some good backup here. This outfield, however, is superb for the Giants. All right, Chick Stahl hitting 455. 5 for 11 so far. 1-2 pitch on the way from the Iron Man, Joe McGinnity. Stahl swings. This one driven to right. This one is deep, but not enough. George Brown has it in his sights and brings it down. So 1 away now for Kip Selbach. Selbach hitting 231. 1-0 pitch. Cut on by Selbach. Soft liner out there to short, and Dolan has it. 2 up, 2 down for the Boston Americans for Freddie Perrin, the shortstop, hitting 273, a home run, 3 runs batted in. Perrin, first pitch swinging, bouncing a short, diving stop out there by Bad Bill Dolan, but bad throw by Bad Bill Dolan. So that's an E6 and a base runner courtesy of the throwing gaff, but Dolan making a great stop out there short. Perrin had good contact on that ball. All right, here is Buck Freeman. Freeman hitting a pitiful 111 right now in the World Series. And the pitch from McGinnity. And there goes the runner. The throw down and not in time, as this one goes a little bit wide of second. So Freddie Perrin steals the base. Potential tying run in scoring position. That was bad, all around bad, says Aaron. How about it? Count full now on Freeman. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball there by Joe McGinnity. Side retired, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and a man left in scoring position. We head to the top of the second inning here in Game 4 of the World Series that never was. The first World Series that never was. We are doing 1994 also. But it's 1-0 in favor of the New York Giants. Art Devlin, Bill Dolan, Billy Gilbert do up for the Giants. 0-1 pitch on the way to Art Devlin. Devlin swings, and this one is going to get right in the hole to right field for a base hit. So Devlin aboard, good speed, and here's Bad Bill. Even though the error didn't hurt, Bad Bill would like to forget about the error right here. 2-0 pitch. Dolan swings, and he's going to do just that. Soft liner into right, base hit. Devlin had to hold up just in case. Buck Freeman coming in pretty good in that play, but decided to play it off the grass, off the dandelions. Of course, this would be October, so yeah, there's still dandelions around. All right, here's Billy Gilbert. Billy Gilbert hitting 182. Devlin at second, Dolan at first. Nobody out. 3-0 pitch. And Billy Gilbert takes a 4-pitch walk. And 1 second, I'm going to move you guys over to here. As I realized, I forgot to take uh, my little Beatles Eternally guy off of there. We're back. All right, here's the Iron Man batting with the bases loaded. Nobody out. Gibson from the stretch. 0-1 pitch. And McGinnity, this one, just a little fly ball out there to right field. Here's the throw home. Devlin tags, and he is safe as Freeman's throw goes off the line, up the third base line. 2-0 now for the New York Giants. 1 away, 2 on. Bill Dolan at second, Billy Gilbert at first. And here's McGann. They got a little bit of a shift right for him on the infield. McGann homered his first time up. 1-0 pitch. Norwood Gibson deals. McGann swings. This one bouncer to short. Can they turn 6-4 to get the middle runner? So runners at the corners now for George Brown. George Brown, 1 for 1, has a single in this game. A 1 pitch from the stretch. Brown's going to ground to second, and that should retire the side. Close play at second there. Ferris on the short hop, but gets it done. But the Giants pick up another run here in Game 4, looking to even up the series, and they are right now leading by a score of 2-0. It'll be Lou Krieger, Jimmy Collins, Kendy LaChance due up for the 1904 Boston Americans. Krieger in the series has 3 home runs, 4 RBI, hitting .250. McGinnity ready to work home to him. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. In there, called strike 3. Nice fastball by the Iron Man. And there's Shakist. Haven't seen him in the ID. He says, I like the idea of a World Series. It never was. But is there any ATA on the league that never was? I, again, just need your patience a little bit longer. Okay? Give me a couple weeks. All right? Just getting the life life settled down here a little bit. Haven't forgotten you guys. Remember, had the surgeries, the health scare with my mom, computer crash. So I'm not trying to keep you guys like on the hook, but you know, sometimes I have to do things that are a little bit you know, because of the crash, there's a lot of things I have to recreate. So I beg your indulgence for a couple more weeks. Buonasera, signore. Yeah, signore Giuseppe. Paesano, casa dice. My good friend Alex here. Great channel, light years from home. It's one of the most amazing channels, and I don't just say that because he is my friend. It is a great channel. What he does on there is beautiful. It's thought provoking. It's all good. It is all good. All right, what a way. McGinnity now with the second strikeout, and here comes Jimmy Collins. All right, the Hall of Fame third baseman hitting .333 in this series, including 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in. So, what I'm going to do this weekend, maybe Sunday, I'm going to talk about where we are with the McGreevy League. All right, again, guys, everything just starting from the second eye surgery. It's just been one thing after another after another. And believe me, I don't think there's anybody that wants the Michael T. McGreevy League to start more so than I do. So, but I really do need your patience, guys. Right now, I'm just trying to just get grounded again because there's, that's a considerable undertaking. While they could start Clinton, welcome in. It was like multiple, all kinds of problems surgery. It was, my eyes were, I was very close to like not being able to see anymore. It was that bad. So I'm very happy that that's done. Clinton, thank you so much. I messaged you back on Facebook. Man, what a wonderful gift. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you a billion times, my friend. I cannot wait to jump back into that game. I loved that game. So thank you. and that seems inadequate. Try to get my friend Alex some night on the mic on here and talk some baseball or whatever. So you're busy doing nothing, Alex. Nothing wrong with doing nothing. That's what I say. All right. Here we go. Here's the pitch to Jimmy Collins from Joe McGinnity. And this one popped high, shallow center. And everybody going out on it, but Billy Gilbert is going to take it for out number 2. Bresnahan coming in, Dahlin moving to his left. Billy Gilbert gets it out on the grass. Oh, definitely will, Professor. Candy LaChance now. Candy LaChance, he didn't even 100, just 1 for 10 in the series. Iron Man McGinnity has the sign from Frank Bowerman. The 1-0 delivery on the way. And this one popped high, third base side, and gloved quite easily by Art Devlin. Side retired. As Boston goes in order, we head to the top of the third. The New York Giants lead the Boston Americans 2-0. So the Boston Americans, had they played this World Series, were the defending world champions, defeating the Pittsburgh Pirates in the very first World Series in 1903, 5-3. Bad Bill in the house, and Bad Bill, he is the lone error on that board because he made a great stop at short, but an errant throw, to say the least. Here's the Duke of Trey Lee. It'll be the Duke of Trey Lee, Turkey Mike Donlin, and then it never fails. The next guy doesn't have a cool nickname, Frank Bowerman. So a nice snow blow, first time this year living in Eastern Washington. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's got to be kind of crazy. You do not in this game, John. No. This is strictly an incredibly deep, super deep, fathoms deep baseball simulation, but it's digital, completely digital. Comes with every season from 1871 on. You can play minor leagues in this Negro. It's an incredible game. So if you're looking for a game to roll dice and input the results, Action PC is a great game to do that with. Pocket Pennant Run Baseball and Digital Diamond Baseball, and all three of those are their own baseball games too. But Out of the Park is strictly a digital game. All right, and it's deep. It's the things that this game does. It's pretty incredible. Um, I would say the second most complex game to this one would be Action PC. All right. Anyhow, here's Roger Bresnahan. Welcome in, John. Welcome to the family. This is a family, not a channel. No, I'm more baseball, but did I see Mike Wagner from the Steel Curtain? I did not see that. So no, I'm not a football fan. But may his memory be eternal. As the great Dylan Thomas once said, I am diminished by a man. A man's death diminishes me because I am. I think what is I am so involved in mankind. Of course, modern language you would say humidity. I'm sorry, was that Dylan Thomas or John Donne? John Donne said that. So memory eternal to Mike Wagner, part of the storied steel curtain of the 1970s Pittsburgh Steelers. Gibson deals count full on the Duke of Trey Lee, and Bresnahan pops this one foul behind the plate, and there will be plenty of room. And Luke Krieger has it for out number 1. Turkey Mike Donlin, nothing for 1. Hitting .429 in the series. Popped to third last time, 1-0 pitch, and Donlin spanks this one to third, gloving it, and up with that one is Jimmy Collins. It's 2 up, 2 down. Norwood Gibson coming with a nice changeup right there. Frank Bowerman hitting .308, has a home run in this World Series. 0 for 1 today. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Norwood Gibson. And Bowerman sends this one out to deepish center. Got to remember, this is a huge ballpark, Huntington Avenue grounds. The Giants now go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 in favor of the Giants. Hope Ferris and Norwood Gibson and Chick Stahl do up 8-9-1 for these Boston Americans, leading the series 2-1. The Iron Man deals the 1-2 pitch to Ferris. Swing and a miss. Strike three. So McGinnity picks up his third strike, and here's Norwood Gibson making his first plate appearance. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes as McGinnity works to his opposite number. And strike three on the outside corner. That one on a little screwball action. McGinnity now with 4 strikeouts through 2 2/3 worked, and we're back at the top of the order. Chick Stahl, who's nothing for one. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes on Stahl. Cut on by Stahl. This one hit high and hit deep at the Fatima cigarette sign, and it's gone. Chick Stahl goes yard, thus ends the early no-hitter, and Boston answers finally in the bottom of the third. It's 2-1, and this one went big time. So the one thing that Out of the Park is not going to do is, of course, in these old parks, they would have so much overflow in the dead ball era that you would actually have a lot of the crowd on the field. You would have the crowd ball players, like especially during games like World Series games, wouldn't even be in the dugout. They would actually be sitting on the field because they would sell seats in the dugout to fans. But fans out in the outfield in the dead ball era would be standing behind a rope, and they would have a ground rule double, right? So if the ball landed in a crowd, it was a ground rule double. So when the visiting team was up a bat, the crowd would all push back toward the fences. But when the home team was up, they would move forward to try to get the ball in there to get that ground rule double. So just a little fun trivia. It would be really neat to be able to have like people standing out there like they would have in 1904. And if you've read about the 1903 World Series, you can find Tommy Leach's account of the inaugural World Series and Lawrence Ritter's Glory of Their Times. He talks about the fans just running on the field and how many times play was disrupted throughout that World Series. And of course, as Tommy Leach talked about, that damn Tessie song. All right, here's Kip Selbach. He is nothing for one. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lined out to Dahlin last time. And cut on by Selbach. Does this one get down for a base hit? It does not. And Roger Bresnan with a beautiful running catch there. But the Boston Americans pick up a run in the Chick Stahl bomb. We go to the top of the fourth. Giants lead the Americans 2-1. And we will see Art Devlin, Bad Bill, Dahlin, and Billy Gilbert do up. John Y said, "Go Sox." You got it, John. All right, Gibson deals a walk and a strikeout in this game and swung on first pitch swinging and line drive into right. And Art Devlin, a lot of real estate here in this big ballpark. Buck Freeman up with it and Devlin in there with the leadoff double here in the fourth. Those old uniforms make this seem like San Quentin versus Rikers Island. Welcome in, Crusader. Professor says that cousin Ken got too close to the rope one day, got nailed, thinks he's Hoss Radborn with his 30 miles per hour fastball. Nice. All right, so Bad Bill batting with Art Devlin in scoring position. Giants looking to add a little insurance again, trying to even up this series. So tonight's game is brought to you by our wonderful sponsor out there in right center field, Turkish Trophies. So there we go. And there goes Art Devlin, and Art Devlin dead to rights. So McGraw calling for the steal, but Luke Krieger was looking for it and gunned him down. Jimmy Collins had all day on the tag. 2-2 pitch on the way to Bad Bill. And Dahlin pops his foul ground, first base side, and it will be caught for out number 2. So just a reminder, if you play this game in pitch-by-pitch mode, and again, I'm just letting the computer manage both teams. If you play in pitch-by-pitch mode, those always aren't guaranteed outs. The game plays a little bit differently in pitch-by, a little bit more realistically in terms of player movement and things like that. Just don't touch my 29-year-old grandma, says Clinton. That's how old she was for 1904, you pervs. To say that Bad Bill had a bit of a burn his saddle, Anson threw him off a train on a road trip in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's a bad dude, man. Bad Bill Dahlin. I wouldn't want to mess with that guy at all. I mean, you look at that picture right there. Look at your lower left screen. This dude is, you know what? That's just yeah, he's read a lot about Dahlin, and certainly the face looks at you. Look at this guy's just ready. He doesn't care. 4 in the morning. Yeah, I'll kick your arse. Go ahead, let's go. All right, here's Billy Gilbert now, looking for his first hit. 2-1 pitch on the way, and Gilbert swings, and this one hard roller down to third. Oh my goodness gracious! And Jimmy Collins, with the bad throw, tries to throw a strike, and this one makes it in the dirt. But Billy Gilbert wisely stays at first. Kendy LaChance reacting quickly to the errant throw by Jimmy Collins. So welcome to dead ball. 2 errors in the game now. Ejected reported 65 times in his career. And I think that's something to be proud of. Bad Bill eventually did himself in. Not sure. I never knew that, Clinton, how his ending came. But this was a bad dude, man. I mean, really, all these guys in this era, you just, these were tough, tough, tough hombres, man. Tough. So one of the reasons Iron Man McGinnity got the nickname, of course, he could pitch both ends of a doubleheader or what have you, but he was a steel worker. So, uh, being a steel worker back in the late 19th and early 20th century, still a dangerous job, but no OSHA back then, my good friends. So, Parallel League, Shaka says they got some severe storms rolling through here tonight. Be careful, dude. If it gets too much, you got to jump off, man. I get it. Don't want to risk the PC, buddy. McGinnity steps in, and Joe McGinnity is going to do a little Texas legal job into right field. And they are incredulous here as Freeman, Billy Gilbert goes into third. So how about that? 6th hit for the New York Giants. I forgot that Billy Gilbert was actually on. So runners at the corners. And here's Dan McGann back at the top of the order, 1 for 2 with a homer. Tessie Ashpo says, Even Beats just read an article about the absurdity of 1920s polo grounds. What a wild layout. Yeah, right. That's a weird ballpark. And there's a really neat short form doco that talks about why we never see, when we haven't, why we never see another ballpark like that again. But crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you. All right. Billy Gilbert at third, Joe McGinnity at first. 2-1 Giant lead, top of the fourth here in game 4. 2-1 pitch out of the stretch, and McGann sends us out to center field, but this one's going to hang up there in time for Chick Stahl to bring it down. The Giants threaten but do not score. We head to the home half of the 4th inning, and the Giants lead the Americans 2-1. Pardon me, it'd be Freddie Perrin, Buck Freeman, and Luke Krieger due up. Perrin, nothing for 1. 1-2 pitch. Reached on an error by Bad Bill Dahlin last time. Perrin swings, and this one popped into shallow towards second, but coming in to take it is Bad Bill Dahlin, covering a lot of ground there. So 1 away, Bad Bill wanting to wipe the bad taste of that error away. Here's Buck Freeman, nothing for 1. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gibson deals. Big swing and a miss. Fastball there by Joe McGinnity. I'm sorry, I said Gibson, winding, and because I always get confused after a hard day's work. A hard day's night. Here's Luke Krieger. Oh, tuberculosis. Ugh. 1-1 pitch to Krieger, batting with 2 down. Base is empty. He swings, sinking line to the left, and Donlin charging in, gloves it for the final out. Boston goes quietly. Top of the 5th, 2-1. This one looking more like, because all the other scores in this World Series that never was has been wild. They've been wild, 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 wild. George Brown, Duke of Trey Lee, Turkey Mike, due up for McGraw's Giants. George Brown, 1 for 2. 0-1 pitch. Norwood Gibson has the sign. Here it comes. Brown swings, and this one is going to be a gapper, but gets down right in front of Chick Stahl as he gets over there quickly, or this one's going all the way to the Fatima cigarette sign, and George Brown will be perched at third. All right, here's the Duke of Trey Lee, nothing for 2 for him. 1-0 pitch, and there goes the runner. The throwdown will not be in time. So Krieger came up gunning, but George Brown with a great jump off there at first. So errors, stolen bases. This one playing a lot more like dead ball. Professor says 71 times, good God. 38 as a manager, 33 as a player. He's buried in the redemption section in Evergreen Cemetery in Brooklyn. Section is usually for actors who can't afford a funeral. That's sad. That's sad. Ugh. As Shaq is singing singing his own version of My Bonnie. All right. 2-2 pitch to Bresnahan. Swing and a miss, strike three. So Norwood Gibson picking up his third K, and a big strikeout it was. One down for dangerous bat, Mike Donlin. 2-2 pitch. Donlin looks at a called strike three. This one, a slider on the inside corner. Fourth strikeout now for Norwood Gibson. Here comes Frank Bowerman. He is nothing for two. He's ahead in the count, 3-1, and he's going to take a little amble down to first base. Oh, my goodness gracious, man. You're killing me over here. You're killing me over here. I can't unsee your lyrics now, ever. I can't unhear them. Art Devlin, 2 for 2 on the day. Brown at second, Bowerman trailing at first. 2-1 pitch on the way. Devlin doubled his last time up, and hard ground ball to second. Up with that one, however, is Ferris, and he will go to the first for the out. No runs, one hit, no errors, and two left on. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning here at Huntington Avenue grounds. 2-1 in favor of the Giants. Jimmy Collins, Ken DeLachance, Kobe Ferris due up. 1-2 pitch now on the way to Jimmy Collins. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Fastball by Joe McGinnity and his sixth strikeout. Joe McGinnity can pitch until the cows come home, go on holiday, go to dinner, catch a flight back, land, and walk from the airport to 1,500 miles to their home in Des Moines, Iowa. All right, here's Kenny LaChance. He's nothing for one. Count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. LaChance rips on this one. Lazy fly ball out there to right field, and ambling in on that, not rushing in at all, is George Brown. One away. Here's Kobe, or two away. Here's Kobe Ferris. Nothing for one. Here's the pitch. And Ferris sends this one out to left. This one toward the foul line, but Mike Donlin covering a lot of ground out there will make the grab. Boston goes good morning, good afternoon, good night. We go to the top of the sixth inning. Giants lead the Red Sox 2-1 here. Game 4 of the World Series of 1904. That never was. Bad Bill Dolan, 1 for 2. Billy Gilbert, Joe McGinnity. Count full. Dolan swings, ripped into right field, base hit. In attendance here this afternoon for Game 4 of the series, Michael T. McGreevy and the Royal Rooters warming up the pipes to sing Tessie. Billy Gilbert, nothing for one. And runner is off to the races. Bad Bill Dolan has it stolen easily. So Dolan now in scoring position. Nobody out. Billy Gilbert back in the box. 3-1. Gilbert swings, and this one gets... No! What a drive. Nope. Chip Stahl. What a diving stop out there in center field. What a big gamble out there by Chick Stahl. He misses that ball, and that's a possible inside the park home run. Let's look at that one. Let's look at that one, man. Chick Stahl running in hard, and yep, baby, there you go. Look at this. So I'm glad we did this. This is, of course, one of Mike Silva's many ballparks that he did. And so the Huntington Avenue grounds had these wonderful, right, the grandstands with the cupolas on the top, and just what a fantastic job, right? This is just great. Also, you can see the just the great job he did with the uniform mod and everything. So one of the last great wooden parks sort of hanging around for a little while. I believe I believe that was it this one or was it the old? No, I guess it was the old South End grounds. Was it, guys? Help me out here. Where a fire broke out. I don't remember if it was this one because, of course, this was the site. This, along with Exposition Park, the 1903 World Series. But what a great job Mike did on these, huh? All right, it's kind of rep that. I'll pull batter. No, there's no bad reps. You're all good, brother. All right, here we go. And Joe McGinnity roller down to third and taking it to the bag himself would be Candy LaChance. Bad Bill Dolan moves to third, so potential third New York run just 90 feet away for Dan McGann. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Count even 2-2 out of the stretches. Gibson, McGann swings, diving stop at first over there. Wide of first by LaChance. And the throw is off target. Big error. So McGann safe at first. Bad Bill Dolan will come in to score, and that is an E3. So the Giants get a gift, and Boston picks up another error. So 3 in this game, 3-1 Giants lead. And here's George Brown having a good day at the plate. He is 2 for 3, trying to wake that bat up. Hasn't done much in the first 3 games. And 1-1 pitch, sinking liner out to left. Kip Selbach on his horse makes the grab. New York Giants pick up a run and a hit and an error and a man left on. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning now. The Giants leading the Americans 3-1. All right, it'll be the pitcher Norwood Gibson. Then we go back to the top of the order for Boston. Chick Stahl and Kip Selbach. Gibson 0-for-1. Count 1 ball, 1 strikes. Here's the delivery from Joe McGinnity and Norwood Gibson. Perfect bouncer there to third. Art Devlin has it for out number 1. Chick Stahl with a big home run that gave the Boston Americans a lone run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Count even 2-2 on Chicky, as MV calls him. Stahl swings. High fly ball to right field. Open the window, Aunt Minnie, off the scoreboard. Oh, my God. So home runs aplenty. And Stahl gets all of that one. We got to look at it. Oh, my goodness gracious. Pretty crazy stuff. Coogan's Bluff may have been quirky, but you go about 50 feet up on either side, and that home run, right. Yeah. And there she blows. Chick Stahl goes downtown twice. What I'm hoping is that some future version of out of the park baseball, they get rid of the batting helmets when you're playing old timey baseball. So yeah, isn't that where? Yeah. Clinton says Fenway has the same thing. So Chick Stahl. So Michael T. McGreevy says, come by. You'll be coming by the third base saloon after the game, won't you, laddie? We'll treat you to a better lemonade. Kip Selbach now. 0-for-2. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Selbach doesn't even move the wicket off the shoulder. Fastball in there by McGinnity. That's strikeout number 7 for him in 5 2/3. Freddie Perrin now 0-for-2. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. He popped to center his last time up. And cut on slow roller to short. Will Perrin beat it out? Ripping down the line. Nope, they got him. So 1 run in thanks to Chick Stahl, responsible for both runs for the Boston Americans. Visitors half of the 7th inning, 3-2. Good ball game here. And George Winter will come on. So George Winter has worked 6 innings in this World Series with 4 strikeouts and a 1.50 earned run average. The fan ambiance needs to be a little bit more diverse, says Alex. Bresnahan, Donlin, Bowerman due up here in the top of the 7th for McGraw's New York Giants. 0-2 pitch on the way now to Roger Bresnahan, and he sets this offering from George Winter deep, and gone. So the leap means nothing by Kip Selbach as this one just goes and goes and goes. The Wright brothers just last year with their first flight of Kitty Hawk taking note of the trajectory of that ball, and they are not happy here at the Huntington Avenue grounds as the Duke of Tralee goes yard 4-2 New York Giants. We'll have another gander at that one. So George Winter getting a rather rude introduction here, or a rude greeting, whatever have you. And there we go, the king of, I didn't get to see the rest, Table Waters. Is that what it said? I have no idea. Hopefully somebody hits one out there. In the game, you notice Action PC is better for that. And the one that's better than both of them for that is Baseball for Windows. Still such, oh, it's just still being made. I mean, it's just such a great game. So yeah, Action PC is, but you can input, you can do a lot. But I don't, I after a while just sort of tune it out. But yeah, you can definitely hear the repetition, Alex. Absolutely, absolutely, man. All right, so could George Winter settle down after that blast? Here's Mike Donlin. Turkey Mike, nothing for 3, 4-2 your score. Here's the pitch. Donlin swings in the first pitch, and this one spanked into right. Base hit. Hit number 10 now for McGraw's Giants brings up Frank Bowerman. So there, George Winter. I like this, these old these pictures of these, right? The guys way back. Look at that in the bow tie and Natalie dressed, finally coiffed. Really cool. Frank Bowerman saying, "What do you want from me?" All right, Donlin at first, and Donlin, Turkey Mike, man, he's checking out Mabel when he says, "Babe, we'll be doing the stage tonight." All right, here we go. 2-2 pitch to Bowerman. Bowerman up the middle, but 6-4-3, and it is a double play. So George Winter has to be happy on the Perrin Ferris LaChance double play. 2 down, bases empty for Art Devlin, who is 2 for 3 in the game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Devlin swings, and this gets out for a base hit. All right, so runner aboard. Hit number 11 for the New York Giants, and the double plays got to hurt a little bit there. Bad Bill Dolan, 2 for 3, 1-1 pitch, and there goes Devlin. So Krieger unable to get the ball out of the big pillow, and Devlin has that steal uncontested. 2-1 on the way to Dolan. Dolan swings. This one ripped. This one is going to go for an RBI for Bad Bill Dolan. Forget the errors. The throw hits the cutoff man, Dolan, with an RBI double, and the Giants cushion the lead a little bit more. 5-2 for the Giants. 12th hit for them. Giants looking to even up the World Series. Here's Billy Gilbert now. 0 for 2. I hope John McGraw up in heaven is watching this. 3-0 pitch. This one just off the plate on the inside. McGraw refused to play in the 1904 World Series. McGraw, player manager, refused to play. Absolutely hated Ban Johnson, president of the American League. So the owner of the New York Giants backed up McGraw's decision. So the 1904 World Series was never played. Opening day 1905, John McGraw hoisted for all to see at the Polo Grounds. Boston Americans, world champions 1904, but McGraw, always a good man with his players, realized that all he really did was hurt his players because they didn't get their World Series share. So made an uneasy peace, and they would meet the Philadelphia Athletics of Connie Mack in 1905, and used only 2 pitchers in that World Series in 1905, Mathewson and McGinnity. That was it for John McGraw's 9. So, of course, the other World Series stopped for, at least the 1904 World Series was sort of stopped on an interesting principle, I suppose. Old box scores and animation of, back to baseball.com. I think that's the one that you it's backtobaseball.com. So you can look at the actual, sit through the actual game. You get a text play by play, what have you. You can narrow it down to just specific plays player made. Back to baseball is what it's called. Yep, you got it, cuz. So cousin and professor getting me hooked up on some serious baseballage here. So thank you guys so very much. Dolan at second. Gilbert trailing him at first for Iron Man Joe McGinnity. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Here's the pitch. And look at this McGinnity. This one's going to go all the way down into the right corner. And McGinnity helping out his cause. This is going to be a 2 RBI double for the Iron Man. Wow. 2 RBI double, 7-2, New York Giants. It's going to be hard to pick a player of the game for this one. We'll let the game do it. Dan McGann bats, now back at the top of the order again. McGann gave the Giants really the lead that they never looked back from, and that was that solo shot in the top of the first inning. 2 away, runner in scoring position. Lefty McGann in the box. George Winter studies a sign from Lou Krieger. Here is the wind in the pitch. And this one poked out into center field. This gets down for a base hit. And coming home to score is Joe McGinnity. Dan McGann with the RBI single, actually. And as McGinnity comes in, McGann will move to second. So 14 hits for the Giants, storming back big time. And here's George Brown. He is 2 for 4. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brown swings. And this one is going to get down. Base hit, George Brown with an RBI double as the throw hits the cutoff man. So Mr. McGraw, because you never called him Muggsy, Mr. McGraw must have had a real coming to Jesus talk to his squad. And that will be it. George Winter's done. Hall of Famer Jesse Tannehill will now try to come in and see what he can salvage here in the top of the 7th for the Boston Americans. Jesse in the World Series, no wins, 1 loss, 6 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts for Tannehill, a 7.50 or 7.50 earned run average. I'm sorry. Tannehill started one of these games. I can't remember which one it is. All right, the lefty ready to deal now to the Duke of Trey Lee. And I would say for the Boston Americans, getting that third out is like getting the ring to Mordor. 2-2 pitch from Jesse Tannehill to Roger Bresnahan. Bresnahan swings. This should be the third out. Grounder to short, and Perrin has it, and that does it. But 6 runs for the New York Giants as they leave one in scoring position. 7th inning stretch time here at the Huntington Avenue grounds in Game 4 of the 1904 Never Was World Series. It's the New York Giants 9 and the Boston Americans 2. Game 2. Thank you, Clinton. All right. Nice little crowd here of baseball folk. Family, la familia. The grazie a tutti. And if I knew how to say it in Irish, I would, but I can say it in Dutch, dankjewel. And just gracias, obrigado. I think everybody we're more of a borgata, I think, because we're all just a bunch of outlaws anyhow. So we're going to be the borgata. Buck Freeman, Luke Krieger, Jimmy Collins do. Got to get ready. 5 games in spring training tomorrow. Oh man, I know, it's getting real, man. It is getting real, Clinton. Looking good. I'm guardedly optimistic for the 2026 season as concerns my Pittsburgh Pirates. Our Pittsburgh Pirates, because Alex is here too, and he's a major Bucko fan. All right, Buck Freeman leads it off here. Freeman, Krieger, and Collins. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And this one skied out to right field toward the foul line. And galloping over there and making the grab is George Brown. So One out. Crowd goes weirdly quiet here, but that's okay. Beginning he deals now to Luke Reiger, who's nothing for two. 2-2 pitch on the way. And this one laced to right and gets down for a base hit. Not much to cheer about for the Royal Rooters. I think they're already at the third base saloon. All right, here's Jimmy Collins now. Nothing for two. One down. Krieger at first. 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on by Jimmy Collins. This one, high drive out towards center. Very high and very gone. Unbelievable. Jimmy Collins took that fastball, and I think he hit it somewhere toward, I don't know, Portugal? Who knows? Anyhow, this one, a big, big smash by Jimmy Collins. And Boston creeping a little bit closer here, 9-4. So because Bostoners, Bean Eater folks, haven't had a lot to cheer about, there you go. And she's gone. So Alex saying there are Buccos. He's making a prediction: 86 wins, 76 losses, wild card. Realistic, realistic. It could happen. We've got the pitching, and we get a little offense going. Everybody excited about Connor Griffin. They can't rush this kid to the majors yet, but this kid is apparently a monster hitter. So Alex, I don't know if you've been keeping up with this kid's going, what this kid's doing, but the buzz is real. The buzz is real. But Bucko manager saying it would be a big ask to try to get him, a big ask to say he's going to make the opening day roster. He's a little bit of seasoning, but this is a big kid, raw power. Oh my God. So Pirates always have a good farm system. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. This kid can hit a ton, hit a ton. And I think he was playing for the Altoona Curve last year. I'm pretty sure, right? Well, I think he's a double A player. Young kid can hit. Good Lord. And we need it. We need one more big bat, Alex. One more big bat. Strands says Clinton has his 2026 prospectus ready. Just need to get Baseball America's 2026 almanac. You'll be ready. Opening should have the top 26. Is he? He is. All right, here's Kenny LaChance now, batting with one away, bases empty. 2 in for Boston, 9-4 the score. And LaChance swings. This one, lazy fly ball out to shallow left. And Turkey Mike Donlin, calling off Roger Bresnahan, grabs it for the second out of the inning. Hobie Ferris now is nothing for 2. In the box. And the pitch, Ferris, first pitch swinging. Fly ball, shallow center field. Ranging to his left and making the grab is the Duke of Trey Lee. But the Americans pick up 2 runs on the Jimmy Collins blast. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Giants lead the Americans 9-4. Be Mike Donlin, Frank Bowerman, Art Devlin do up for the McGraw Company. Turkey Mike 1 for 4. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Jesse Tannehill. And this one is hit high and deep and so long. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. Mike Donlin. It's what would somebody say? It's 10-4, good buddy. So New York just coming right back, and they are just the 300 people left here at Huntington Avenue grounds. I'm not too happy. 16 hits for the Giants. You almost, if you're a Giants fan, you might want them to just save a few runs for the next game as they're just evening it up. All right, here's Frank Bowerman now. Nothing for 3. Count full on Bowerman. And Bowerman draws the walk. So Jesse Tannehill gives up a bomb and a free perambulation. And Art Devlin, 3 for 4 today. First pitch swinging, hard ground ball to short, and they are not going to turn 2. So the force play leaves Devlin at first, and here's bad Bill Dolan with one out. 3 for 4 and an RBI, and we've forgotten about that little thing, haven't we, Bill? 1-1 pitch. Doubled his last time up. Dolan, little roller toward first. Dolan ripping down the line. They're going to go to second. Great play there at second by Hobie Ferris to get the lead runner. Was wondering what was going on there. Ferris taking a millisecond here to decide what he wanted to do, and gets the lead runner. So 2 down brings up Billy Gilbert, who's done absolutely nothing today at the bat. And what does he get for his trouble? He gets drilled. Well, not really drilled. It was a curveball after all. Tannehill, not known as an overpowering pitcher. So 2 on, 2 away. And Iron Man Joe McGinnity, 2 for 3, responsible for 3 of the 10 New York Gotham's runs. Count full on McGinnity. Oh, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Jesse Tannehill dispatches him on a fastball. But another run for the New York Giants. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Giants lead the Americans 10-4. Jesse Tannehill, will he bat for himself? It'll be Tannehill, Stahl, and Selbach. And he will. And Tannehill swings. This one dumped into left, base hit. Lot of work to do. Boston down 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Chick Stahl, we're back at the top of the order. 2 home runs for him. So he's responsible for half the Boston runs. Lefty in the box. McGinnity checks Tannehill. Tannehill had good speed. 3-0 pitch to Chick Stahl. And he's pitching around Chick Stahl. 4 straight. All right, so 2 on now. Here's Kip Selbach, who's nothing for 3. So Giants looking for 2 here if possible. 1-0 pitch. Selbach swings. Nope, base hit up the middle. 150 people have not. What's this? What do we do? There we go. We got some good running going on there. Kip Selbach all over, or not, yeah. Kip Selbach all over the place. Dan McGann all over the place on the field. Maybe doing his Mike King Kelly imitation. I have no idea. Welcome in, Todd B. How you doing, man? Great to see you. So, wow, bases loaded. And Joe McGinnity now finds himself in trouble. Freddie Perrin bats with the bases loaded. Jesse Tannehill at third, Chick Stahl at second, Kip Selbach at first. And here we go. Yep, 1904 music if you ever heard it. 5, 4, 3, double play. Wow, Jesse Tannehill will come in to score, but that will not be an RBI. 10-5. 2 down. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. And Chick Stahl at third. So, could be a big squandered chance right there. McGinnity, still some gas in the tank. Here's the pitch. And Buck Freeman cuts and misses. The Boston Americans, that one on a curveball. The Boston Americans come a little bit closer. It's 10-5. Top of the 9th. Jesse Tannehill faces the top of the order. McGann, Brown, and Bresnahan. McGann swings. This one drilled out to right. It's deep. It's open the window. Just fair. Second home run for Dan McGann in this game. 11-5. Yeah. So Michael McGreevy has now left the ballpark, by the way. He is gone. All right, here's George Brown. He is 3 for 5. 1-0 pitch for Brown. Tannehill getting touched up here. Brown, easy ground ball first. Up with it is LaChance, and he will toss it on to Jesse Tannehill, covering for the 3-1 putout. 1 away for the Duke of Trey Lee. Home run in this game, 1 for 5. Count full. Tannehill deals. Bresnahan will dump this one into left field. Base hit. He's going for 2. Going for 2. So Kip Selbach gets to the ball, but Bresnahan decides to We have a big lead. Let's throw caution to the wind. And Selbach, a decent arm out there. But another thing that Out of the Park um, has trouble with are these really big ballparks. And this one was a monster ballpark. So it's going to sometimes things that look like he should be out the game, it's going to be just I don't know, maybe 50 pixels or so, maybe a little bit beyond where these fielders are. So with big ballparks, um, that's where out of the park baseball can get a little bit squiffy. So, and again, that's all right, having fun because you had high scoring games in the dead ball era. So good stuff, and we're just having fun. All right, here's Turkey Mike Donlin, 1 out, runner in scoring position, and one more in for the Giants, just doing the dirt big time. Count full on Turkey Mike Donlin, solo shot last time, and this one, just a lazy fly ball to right field, and Boston will take that one as Buck Freeman has it for out number 2. All right, here's Frank Bowerman. He is nothing for 3. Count even, 2-2. Bowerman swings and misses, chasing one out of the zone. That fastball, pretty wicked. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Boston Americans have 6 runs to make up. And they're going to try that quest here with Luke Krieger. So McGraw watching his starter, McGinnity with 8 strikeouts, 1 walk through 8 innings of work. 0-2 pitch to Luke Krieger. Krieger swings, and this one, just a little kind of blooper out into left field, base hit. Number 7 for the Boston Americans. McGinnity now will face Hall of Famer Jimmy Collins. Jimmy Collins with a 2-run homer in this game. Here's the pitch. Collins swinging on the first pitch, liner to first, and McGann has it, and diving back quickly was Luke Krieger. All right, here's Candy LaChance now. LaChance sitting on the old bubble, wearing the collar, cousin Ken. He is 0 for 3. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, and this one lined over short into left field. So Candy LaChance gets the little blue base hit. Krieger at second, LaChance at first, 1 down. And McGinnity now is running out of gas. Hobie Ferris here is nothing for 3. Count full. Oh, late swing on a fastball. Steal rake 3. It's down to the man Todd B says looked like Jackie Gleason, and that is Duke Farrell. 2 on, 2 down. Bottom of the 9th. New York Giants looking to even the series. Here's the pitch. And this one is going to get all the way to the backstop past Frank Bowerman, and they're going to charge a wild pitch to Joe McGinnity. So now 2 in scoring position, 2 down. The drama continues. McGinnity from the stretch, 3-1 pitch to Farrell, and he loses Farrell. This one missing inside fastball. McGraw still not going to his pen, and we're back at the top of the order for Chick Stahl, who has gone yard twice in this game. Nowhere to put Chick Stahl. 1-2 pitch. And Chick Stahl went around, and the New York Giants absolutely clobber the Boston Americans as they leave them loaded. Let's do our recap. Goodness gracious. McGann blasts Americans. Giants take game 4, 11-5. So, Giants first baseman Dan McGann was the difference maker for the Giants in what turned into a shootout with the 1904 Americans. McGann earned accolades after going 3 for 6 in the 11-5 Giants win. With the victory, the Giants moved into a 2-2 tie in this best of 7, and I just said it as a best of 7 series. McGann had an important at-bat with a runner on third in the top of the 6th when he reached on an error by the first baseman driving in a run. The Giants went on to win. For the New York Giants, 11 runs, 18 hits, 1 error. For the Boston Americans, 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and just tons of home runs. For the Giants, Dan McGann had 2. Roger Bresnahan picked up his first of the World Series. Turkey Mike had 1. And then for Boston, Chick Stahl went yard twice, and Jimmy Collins with a home run. Not a triple in sight. How about that? All right. Stolen bases. George Brown, Art Devlin, and Bad Bill Dolan, each with steals. And Art Devlin also caught stealing. Freddie Perrin had his second stolen base of this World Series for the Boston Americans. Errors. Uh, Errors. Well, you're going to have them. We don't worry about it, do we? All right. Joe McGinnity, 9 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts for him. Norwood Gibson tagged with a loss, 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. George Winter, 2/3 of an inning, was treated quite rudely. 6 earned runs, walked one. Jesse Tannehill worked 2/3 in relief, 2 earned runs, walked one, struck out two. Your player of the game is Dan McGann, and I think that makes sense. So series is tied. We finished today. The next game will see a rematch of Game 1, Christy Mathewson versus Cy Young, when we return to 1904, the series that never was, but not today. Yep, lots of homers, and it wasn't like homers were rare in those days. I mean, a lot of them were inside the park homers, but some of them cleared the fences. So, but really, the triple was the big hit in that era. But home runs not scarce. Gavy Kravitz was the dead ball home run king. Hit quite a few. So the taters did happen. So I'm continuing to do some uh, of out of the park 27. Still beta testing that, and having fun with it. I like the layout. I like the layout. Out of the park users, it's going to look a little different, but I think you got a lot more real estate of the ballpark, things like that, just where things are situated. Um, so far so good. Um, I will say that Out of the Park 27 is going to be a lot more of a behind the scenes upgrade. There's been a graphic improvement thus far, and I'm not breaking any non-disclosure agreement. There's been tons of videos out there about Out of the Park 27. But what there's going to be a lot of underneath. There's a lot of new stats coming into this game. A lot deeper player reporting, rating, things like that. So I think the 27th edition of Out of the Park is going to be, um, if you're a stat head, you're going to have fun with Out of the Park 27. Um, Due out on Steam March 13th. You get a 10% discount, but if you want to get the game a few days early, you can buy it directly from Out of the Park Developments, and you get access to the final beta and the 10% discount also. I think the Out of the Park series is fantastic and worth it even at full price, for $49.99. This one, an action PC baseball, just incredibly deep games. So there we go. So hope you enjoyed that bit of a slugfest here. And we're going to pop out of what else do we have here? We got some 1974 bucks. We got some 19. Do we have any? We don't have any of our usual. We don't have any of our Brewers fans in here tonight. So, but yeah, lots of homers. What do you think there, Alex? Should we do a 1974 Pirate game? Should we do a 2015 Pirate game? Or should we just call it a night? I don't know yet. Also got a different all-time greats league up here, but it's not the same one I had on the other PC. I've got to bring that one in. I liked it better than this one. This one's not too good, and I did a lot of work on the other one. So, of course, I could just reinstall Out of the Park 25 and bring it in from here, but I don't know. 2015. You want to do a 2015? We'll do a 2015. Modern baseball, baby. All right, so we have an in-progress game against the Cincinnati Reds. Let's go in it and let's return to the game. I don't even know where we are. Oh, okay, so bottom of the first, Reds leading this one 1-0. Oh well, this was already started, so we got it's us and the Reds, which I think is fun. Let me just fix this. So our initial camera view, we don't want to be behind. We're going to do this wide. We're going to play it all wide, baby. Well, actually, no, just because. No, this is good. Yep, initial and wide and action will all be wide. We could turn on one of the weird screen modes. Do you guys want to? You guys want to do that? All right, welcome to Great American Ballpark with the Cincinnati Reds leading the Pittsburgh Pirates here in the bottom of the first inning, 2 down. Devin Mesoraco due up. Garrett Cole has the sign from Francisco Cervelli. And here is the pitch. Swung on. And lazy fly ball out there to right field, sauntering over and bringing it down is Gregory Polanco. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. Go to the top of the second. Cincinnati Reds lead the Pittsburgh Pirates 1-0 here in 2015. Starling Marte, Pedro Alvarez, and Francesco Cervelli, who's now working with the Italian Baseball Federation. Yeah, nice looking ballpark, huh? This is one of the parks that comes with the game. Great American Ballpark. Yep. All right, Mike Leake on the mound for the Reds. Here's the pitch. Marte, first pitch swinging. This one lined into right field, back at the wall, at the base of the wall. Marte is going to have himself a leadoff double here in the second inning. So the Buccos looking to answer the Reds here in the top of the second. All right. Here's Pedro Alvarez. He is 1 for 3 in the season. Count full on Alvarez. And looks at a called strike 3, a cutter right on the corner. So 1 down for Francisco Cervelli. And he is nothing for 4. 2-2 pitch. Cervelli swings and slow tapper to third. And that's going to be an error. Frazier boots the ball. Down goes Frazier. Todd Frazier with an error. Will it prove costly? Here's Jordy Mercer, 1 for 4. Marte at third. Cervelli at first. 2-1 pitch. Swung on. And this one a little tapper. And this gets down for a base hit. And Jordy Mercer has himself an RBI single as Starling Marte comes in to score. 1-1 Pirates here in the top of the second inning. And here's Garrett Cole. Count even on Cole. Swung on. Easy tapper to first. Taking it to the bag himself is Joey Votto. So also remind you guys, if you look here, you see the two scoreboards. These are live. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 2 outs. The 2 live scoreboards. And these will go. You can see they'll change with the game situation and the pictures. This was an addition to, I think this was a 2026 Rather Park 26 edition. I love these scoreboards. All right, here's Jay Hay. 2-1, 2 down, top of the second. 1-2 pitch. Harrison swings. Hard grounder, diving stop over there at short, and bad throw. And 2 are going to come around to score. Cosart making the bad throw. E6. By the time Joey Votto gets that, Cervelli and Mercer come in to score. And now the Pittsburgh Pirates lead this one 3-1 in the top of the second. Here's Gregory Polanco now. Polanco batting in the 2 spot. Jay Hay over there at second base in scoring position. 0-1 for Polanco. Count full. Polanco takes it side. Ball 4. Mike Leake giving up 2 free passes now in the game to accompany the 1 strikeout. And here's Kutch. Kutch already with a home run in the season. 1 for 3, 2 RBI. Early goings, 0-2 pitch. McCutcheon swings, sinking liner to left. And this one right into the glove of Marlon Byrd. So the Buccos are retired, but 8 men come to the plate for the Pittsburgh Pirates. 3 reach the dish. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The Pirates 3 and the Reds 1. Jay Bruce will lead things off here. Count full. Here's the pitch from Garrett Cole. And swing and a miss on a changeup there. This one a little low in the strike zone. Garrett Cole picking up his first strikeout. Here's Marlon Byrd. And today's game is brought to you by the Commonwealth of Kentucky. They look northward to Ohio and say, we're not really jealous. Okay, here we go. Here's Marlon Byrd. Nothing for two to start the season. Here's the pitch. And Marlon Byrd hit by Garrett Cole. So that one just a little slider job. Marlon Byrd ambles down to first. Here's Brandon Phillips now. This will be the first time through the Reds order. 1-0 pitch. Phillips swings, line drive into right field, base hit. Little soft liner there. Marlon Byrd had to wait to see if Gregory Polanco was going to track that one down. Here's Zach Cozart now. Mike Leake waits on deck. 2-1 for the Reds. One away here in the bottom of the second inning. 3-1 pitch. Swung on. High pop fly on the infield out to short. And that one has Jordy Mercer's name on it, and he will take it, retrieve it, and get it back to Mr. Cole for 2 down. Here's Mike Leake. What more can you say except here's Mike Leake. 2 on for the Reds, 2 away, bottom of the second. 1-2 pitch. There goes Mike Leake. He is done. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And 2 left on. Top of the third inning, 2015 here. I believe this is opening day. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates 3 and the Cincinnati Reds 1. Since Alex has been coming around, there's a lot more Pirates games on this channel now. Neil Walker, Starling Marte, Pedro Alvarez due up. Neil Walker, nothing for 1 in the contest. And Leake delivers, and Walker, first pitch swinging, just a little bouncer out there to Brandon Phillips, Gold Glover there. Pretty tough infield here for the Cincinnati Reds. 1 away. Starling Marte, 1 for 1. Doubled his last time up. 3-1 delivery by Mike Leake, and he's going to ground to short rather easily. Marte, good speed going down the line, but Cozart making a good play, keeping his head about him. 2 down, Pedro Alvarez, nothing for 1. 2-1 pitch. Alvarez swings. This one tapper back to the mound. Leake off the hill to his left. Low throw over to first, but they get Alvarez. So the Buccos go quietly. Bottom of the third we go here at Great American Ballpark in what used to be called Porkopolis. 3-1 Pirates over the Reds. Billy Hamilton, not the proper Billy Hamilton, Joey Votto and Todd Frazier due up for the Redlegs. Oh, thank you, Alex. Appreciate you, buddy. I mean, it's easy to set up an exhibition game. I just thought, let's jump in here. Let's just jump in and have some fun. There he is. So, Nathaniel, you were just about 5 minutes late because I was looking for Brewers fans. You weren't here. So good to see you, buddy. Again, pulling for you. Hoping the headaches are subsiding. I know you said it takes about 10 days. All right. Back at the top of the order now for the Cincinnati Reds. And it is Billy Hamilton, who's 1 for 1. Garrett Cole with 2 strikeouts. The wind and the 1-2 pitch to Billy Hamilton, who doubled back in the first. And Hamilton's going to send this one airmail to right. And backing up on that one is Gregory Polanco. He has it. 1 up, 1 down for Joey Votto, much beloved of the Cincinnati Reds. Count full on Votto. Here's the delivery by Garrett Cole. Votto, 2 hopper to third. And up with it and throwing the strike is Jay. So they get Votto by a step. 2 up, 2 down for Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier with an RBI in this game. 0-1 pitch to Frazier. Cut on by Frazier. Hard ground ball to second. Plenty of time for Neil Walker to make the 4-3 putout. The Reds go in order. We go to the top of the fourth. And it's still Pittsburgh 3, Cincinnati 1. You can't type today. It's all right, buddy. Just relax and hang out with us, man. That's all good. All right, we've got the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Pirates. Chevalier, Mercer, and Cole. Count even on the Bucco catcher. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Mike Leake pulling the string. So second strikeout for Mike Leake as Jordy Mercer in the box now. He's 1-for-1 with a run batted in. 1-2 pitch. Jordy swings. 2 Harper to short. Gloved, tossed, and Cozart making the 6-3 put out. 2 down. Here's Garrett Cole. 2-1 pitch on the way to the Bucko hurler. And Garrett Cole lines this one, soft liner out to left, but wait, no. This one gets over the head, gets out into right field all the way to the wall as Bruce unable to track it down. So, boy, did I miscall that one. I thought that was an easy one, but Jay Bruce coming in on the ball gets over his head, bounces off the base. So, how about it? Garrett Cole helping his own cause. 4th Bucko hit, 2 down, and we're back at the top of the order for Jay Hay, who's 0-for-2. 3-1 pitch to Harrison, swung on, base hit into left field. The Buccos, and coming around to score. Oh, no, oh, my God. Bad. So an outfield assist, that takes care of. I think they hit the cutoff man. Let's look at that one again. So, that was not good. Let's look at the replay on that ball, just regular replay. Yeah, that's not deep enough. You dead. All right. Devin Mesoraco, Jay Bruce, Marlon Byrd due up for the Redlegs. Aaron Reed, if he's still with us, we've got the Reds game going on here for you, and a Pirate game going on for Alex and I. 1-0 pitch to Mesoraco. And up with that ball easily is Neil Walker. Here's Jay Bruce now. Jay Bruce, 0-for-1. 1-0 pitch. The lefty swings. Grounder to second. And that one, Neil Walker ranging to his left makes the grab. 2 up, 2 down for the Cincinnati Reds in the bottom of the 4th. Brings up Marlon Byrd. Marlon Byrd, was this after he was a Pirate, or is this the year he becomes a Pirate? No, Byrd. I think Marlon Byrd is a Pirate. Oh, damn it. You know what? Why am I guessing when I can just do this? And out of the pack, baseball. 2013, Marlon Byrd was a Pittsburgh Pirate. Okay, we cool. So this is Marlon Byrd's final year playing with the Cincinnati Reds. So, yeah, I remember he was a Bucko 2013, and then he's traded again. So, yeah. Yep, Bird in 13. Thank you, Alex. Very enthusiastic Beatles commentary guy. Yeah, Beatles is a Pirates fan. Just a bit. Just a little bit, Nate. It's great. I'm glad you're in here, Nathaniel. The Borgata misses you when you're gone, but we figure you're out. Hey, taking care of that thing over there. Bada beep, bada boop, bada bing. That Turk shows one hand in his ass. Bada bing! 150 button men on the street, including Nathaniel. All right, here's Marlon Byrd now batting with 2 down. Garrett Cole has the sign. And full count. Marlon Byrd looks at called. Strike 3. Nice cut fastball there by Garrett Cole. 3 up, 3 down for the Reds. Top of the 5th. Buccos lead this one 3-1. Gregory Polanco, Andrew McCutchen, Neil Walker due up. 1-2 pitch on the way to Polanco. The lefty swings. Easy ground ball out there to second. And taking his time with that is Brandon Phillips. 1 up, 1 down for Kutch. Andrew 0-for-1. Count 4 on McCutchen. Here's the pitch. McCutchen swings. And easy ground ball served up short there with a side of whatever you want it to call it. Cozart Tavato, 2 down. As the gloaming sets in here in Cincinnati, let's have a quick look at our weather here today. It is cloudy here, 42 degrees. So chilly day on the 8th of April, 2015. 2015, last time the Pirates are in the postseason. Neil Walker due up with 2 down. Starling Marte waits on deck. Count full on Walker. Walker swings, and this one, little Texas leaguer into center field. Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's going to call that one a line drive tomorrow. Neil Walker aboard, decent speed. Here's Starling Marte. He is 1-for-2. 1-0 on the way to Marte. Marte swings in this one just over short into left field. Bucco is bringing the bats here, thinking they're the 1970s lumber company. Seventh hit now for the Corsairs. Here's Pedro Alvarez. If Alvarez gets hold of a pitch, it's going to end up somewhere in, I don't know, Kentucky. I don't know which way this ballpark is facing. Let's just say Kentucky, since we talked about Kentucky already. And Aaron Reed is here, resident of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. 1-0 pitch on the way to Pedro. Alvarez swings. This one sent out to center field, but having him play perfectly is Billy Hamilton. The Pirates do not score. We go to the bottom of the fifth. 3-1 Pittsburgh. The bad streak ends this year, says Alex. Paint it black. It's been too long. Man, it's been too long since we painted it black. 11 years. All right, Brandon Phillips, Zach Cozart. And it looks like, oh my God, you know what I forgot to do in this game? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. No, we have a new pitcher. That's why. I almost panicked. I'm like, what the hell? Because I'm looking down in the 9 spot, and there's a left fielder. And I'm like, oh, don't tell me I forgot to turn off the DH. Nope. New pitcher. So I guess we'll see that. Didn't even see it coming, brothers. All right. Brandon Phillips, Zach Cozart, and I'm so bad with these names. Brendan Bush? I don't know how to say his name. We're just going to call him Brendan when he comes up. Garrett Cole deals. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brandon Phillips singled his last time up. Swing batter. And that one, the hammer by Garrett Cole for his 4th K of the game. Zach Cozart, 0-for-1. 1-2 pitch on the way. Flew out to, or popped out to Jordy Mercer last time. Swing and a miss. Cutter again there. So Garrett Cole making great use on the little cut fastball. 5th strikeout. Can't say this guy's last name. Brendan Bush. We'll say Bush. So an OE, that's a if this was in Dutch, you'd say Bush. So that's what we're going to call it, Bush. If they, as an example, finish 82-80 with no playoffs, they should still fire Cherington. Harsh. I like Cherington better than Neil Huntington. I got to say that. The best GM we had in modern times, in my humble opinion, was Sid Thrift. And we treated him like dirt, man. 0-1 pitch. And Bush swings, and he says, since you don't really know how to say my name, I'm going to hit a base hit to center field. And indeed he does. Makes the wide turn at first. All right, Bush aboard. And here's Billy Hamilton. We're back at the top of the order, 1-for-2. 1-1 pitch. Hamilton swings, and this one ripped into right. This one could be trouble as Brennan Bush, with the Irish first name and the Dutch last name, will make it to third. So runners at the corners now as Garrett Cole gets ready to face Joey Votto, who is 0-for-2. From the stretch, 0-1 pitch, and there goes the runner. Hamilton will have this one uncontested. Stolen base for Billy Hamilton. So like his 19th century namesake, incredible speed for Billy Hamilton. Joey Votto back in the box, the count 0-2. Votto swings and line drive, base hit, left field. Joey Votto with a 2 RBI double here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Reds tied up 3-3. Buckle up. Buckle up, buckle up, buckle up, Buttercup. Here we go. Votto smoking this one to left. All right. 2 down. Here's Todd Frazier. 0-for-1 with an RBI. A 1 pitch. Frazier swings. This one hit on a line out to center field. But back on that, tracking it down is Andrew McCutchen. The Reds tie it up. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Bucks and Reds, 3-all. 7, 8, 9 due up. Chiavelli, Mercer, and Cole. You know, Alex, I wish we could just, hey, Michael Peterson, how you doing, man? Good to see you, Michael. Alex, I wish we could just fire Bob Nutting. All right, Pedro Villarreal will is on here now. So he has worked one. He's worked a third in relief. Didn't even see him sneaking in Villarreal. So looking at his numbers in 2014, let me see. What do we got here? 6-2 overall with 2 saves. All right, and 3.21 earned run average. Villarreal to face Triveli here. 1-2 pitch on the way to the Bucko catcher. And Triveli looks at a knee buckling change up there. Strike 3. Looks like Devin Masaraco might have cheated on that one a little bit. All right, glad to hear it, Mike. Yeah, Mark Cuban wanted to buy, and he was shut down. Cuban buys the Buccos, and we would have kept some players. This isn't the new version, Michael. I can't show it yet. This is still Out of the Park 26. But do I like Out of the Park 27? Yes. But while it's going to be increasing in size and stuff, it's going to be a lot of really cool under the hood stuff. It's going to be a good one for stat heads. Out of the Park 27. So, but I'm not allowed to show any gameplay yet. So, hopefully March 10th we will be able to, because the game will be the final beta. Hopefully they'll lift the NDA on it. But there's some videos at least talking about the new features. Good stuff. For those of you that like, and this World Baseball Classic is going to be pretty different. I'm not terribly interested. I'm going to follow it, but you can actually play it out. You'll be able to in Out of the Park 27 in real time. But there's lots of cool additions and some upgrades. Again, some improved animations and stuff. So, yeah, tried a long time ago. Not good for yeah. Well, it's getting more complex, Michael. It's getting even more complex this year. It's adding all kinds of physics, all kinds of stuff. So, but I think it really depends on what you're looking for in a baseball game. I think there are other games that if you just want to fire up and play a game, Diamond Mine's good for that. Action PC is actually a pretty complex game, but probably Action PC doesn't seem to freak people out, and you're not alone. There's a lot going on in this ball game, but I've been playing it since 1999 and just stayed with it. And strange as it may seem, the game's a lot easier to navigate now than it was, say, in 2004, 2005. Yeah, it already is complex. Just wait. Just wait. Yeah, I love Diamond Mine too. I love it, Michael. I have it. I love Diamond Mine Baseball to death. It's a great game, but also deceptively deep. Dan Burke, my favorite Irishman. Are you after doing well? 'Tis a fine, soft evening here in Pennsylvania. How about for yourself? So great to see Dan Burke in here. Big Baseball for Windows fan. Another great baseball game, by the way. All right, Jordy Mercer bats with one away. Garrett Cole waits on deck. And Jordy Mercer sends this one out into left field. This one gets between third and left, and Brendan Bush will play it on the pop. They probably give pitchers the ability to choose pitch types such as Skeens and sweeper. There's some neat stuff coming in 27. So you use use it for scoring and may re-enter SP World. Cool. All right, Garrett Cole batting with one down has a hit in this ball game. Corners in, looking bunt. Here's the pitch, and Garrett Cole does show bunt, bunted back to the mound. Sacrifice successful. Villarreal makes the pick and fires onto Joey Votto. And on the play, Jordy Mercer moves to second. 2 down for Josh Harrison. Jay Hay 1 for 3. 0-2 pitch. Harrison swings and blooped into left. Base hit. And they're going to flash the stop sign there to Jordy Mercer. Buccos have runners at the corners for Gregory Polanco, who's nothing for two. Harrison at first, Mercer at third, 2-0 out of the stretch. Polanco swings and base hit. Grounder past third into left field, and the Buccos reclaim the lead here in the top of the sixth as Jordy Mercer will come in to score. Polanco with the RBI single. So two down, and Andrew McCutchen now at the plate. Some of the Pittsburgh faithful coming to the Queen City here would like to see Andrew knock one out of here. Count even 2-2. That's not going to happen. Pop fly infield first base side. And making the grab is Joey Votto. Pittsburgh Pirates pick up 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 men left on. We go to the bottom of the sixth. The Pirates lead the Reds 4-3. Devin Morasco, Jay Bruce, and Pedro Villarreal. We'll see if Villarreal actually pitches or bats for himself. Garrett Cole ready to deal. 0-1 pitch. Mesoraco, lazy little pop-up toward first. And Pedro Alvarez has that for 1 down. Here's Jay Bruce. Nothing in 2 attempts. 1-2 pitch. Bruce swings, and this one lined over short into left base hit. Or lined over third base hit, I'm sorry. So base hit for Jay Bruce as Josh Harrison tried to make in the leaping grab. And we will have a pinch hitter now. So Chris Dominguez, 0-for-1 on the season. And there goes the runner. There goes the runner. And Jay Bruce is cut down. Great throw there by Francisco Cervelli. So 2 away, bases empty. And Dominguez back in the box. 1-2 pitch. Dominguez sends this one out to deep center field, tracking it, and at the wall, Andrew McCutchen pulls it down. So Cincinnati made a little bit of noise, but 2-0. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Bucks holding on to a slim 4-3 lead over the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds 1-0, the Bucks 0-1 in the beginning here of the 2015 season. Here's Neil Walker, 1-for-3. The 0-2 on the way. Burke Badenhop into pitch and promptly strikes out Neil Walker. Fastball inside. Walker might have gone after kind of a bad pitch. Let's look at Badenhop here just really quickly. His stats he didn't play in the majors in 2014. Let's look at his pitching. Oh, yes, he did. There we go. So Boston Red Sox in 2014, he was 0-3, 2-4 in the actual 2015, but a 2.29 earned run average. So how many innings did he work? 70 2/3. All right, back to it for Starling Marte, who is 2-for-3. 2-0 pitch on the way to Marte. Cut on and slow little squibber to second. Salaciously, I've run out of alliteration now, but anyhow, Brandon Phillips up to Joey Votto, 4-3. 2 up, 2 down for Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez, nothing for 3. Wearing the collar, 1-2 pitch. Alvarez drills this one to center field. Does it have the distance? It is off right into the glove of Billy Hamilton. 7th inning stretch time here. Cincinnati, Ohio. Pirates lead the Reds 4-3. We're back. Michael says his next purchase is going to be MLB TV. That they have a deal with ESPN Plus. Wow, you save $20 in MLB TV and you get a free month of ESPN Plus. That's a great deal. That is a great deal. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about MLB TV this year. I haven't done MLB TV in a long time, but last season was a great postseason. And again, guardedly optimistic about the Bucks this year. And the CBA expires this year, so who knows what's going to happen in 2027. So that's why I am considering it. MLB TV. So thanks for letting me know about the deal. I'm all about saving whatever I can. I'm no miser. It's just I've spent so much money this year, so I gotta ease off, man. Gotta ease off. Bottom of the seventh, and it'll be Brandon Phillips, Zach Cozart, and Brennan Bush. Garrett Cole, 5 strikeouts through 6 innings of work. He's behind in the count, 3-1. And little tapper out in front of the plate. Chiavelli has a quick peg down to first, not in time. So Brandon Phillips with the infield hit, that's hit number 7 for the Reds. Zach Cozart now, he is nothing for 2. Brandon Phillips, good speed on at first. And the 1-2 pitch. Cozart swinging a bit, strike 3. Fastball by Garrett Cole. And Garrett Cole's day is done. So Tony Watson will come in now. Wow. Let's see. Well, he would have been due up third in the inning. I don't know. I wouldn't have yanked him, but what are you gonna do? Tony Watson, he's worked 1 2/3, no decisions, and 1 strikeout. 1 away, speeding Brandon Phillips on at first, 1-1 pitch. Watson to deal to Brennan Bush. 1-1 pitch. Oh my God, this one slow roller to right. And boy, this looks like a Brooklyn Dodgers thing. That was weird. So Neil Walker, this one just gets into, like, if you even want to call it right field, let's just call it the second base side of the diamond. That was bizarre looking. Let's look at that one again. Get a better look at that. So what a cheap ass single that was from Tony Watson. Yep. So by the time it's said and done, Reds with runners on first and second. And here's Billy Hamilton. He is 2 for 3 today. Tony Watson really needs to turn 2 right here. Here's the pitch to Billy Hamilton. Cut on the first pitch. And this will be 3 unassisted by Pedro Alvarez. 2 in scoring position for Cincinnati in the bottom of the 7th. And 2 down for Joey Votto. 2 RBI in this game. 0-1 pitch. Votto swings this one high drive deep to right field. And that one is gone. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. Joey Votto with a 3-run bomb. 377 feet. As you see the little homage to the natural firing off across Great American Ballpark. There in left field. Wow. Did Votto get his money's worth there? 3 runs in for the Reds. Maron Manaja, mamma mia, huh? Let's look at it. Joey Votto. On a chilly night in Cincinnati, puts the Reds on top, 6-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And there we go. So Tony Watson with 2 down, facing Todd Frazier, who has an RBI in this game. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Flew out his last time up. Frazier's going to hit a little bounding ball to short. Oh, my goodness. It's falling apart for the Pittsburgh Pirates here. As this little tapper to short, Jordy Mercer with a bad throw. This one gets past Pedro Alvarez, and what should have been out number 3 ends up in E6 and Todd Frazier in scoring position. That sucked is absolutely right. And I know you're talking about the Joey Votto home run, but again, we got a bit of a delay here. This sucked too. All right, Devin Mesoraco now, nothing for 3. 0-2 pitch to Mesoraco. Swung on. Come on, Pedro. Takes it to the bag himself for out number 3. But the damage has been done. 7 gone here in Cincinnati. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error to runner left. And Pittsburgh relinquishes its lead on a 3-run shot given up by Tony Watson to Joey Votto. Top of the 8th, Cincinnati leads this one 6-4. Coming on now in relief for the Cincinnati Reds, Zach Gregg. All right. It'll be Chevalier, Mercer, and then pinch hitter for Tony Watson. 2-1 pitch on the way from Kevin Gregg. Cut on by Chevalier, and this one, oh, nice little base hit past second into right field. All right, runner on, and we've got a pinch hitter, Young Ho Kang from South Korea. Boy, if this guy could have stayed consistent and didn't drink and didn't get speeding tickets and all the other crap, this guy had some pretty good power, but oh my goodness gracious. Just really nothing, unfortunately. I mean, look at that, 2015, 15 home runs, 2016, 21 home runs, 2018, suck. Finishes up 2019 with the Pirates with 10 home runs. Boy, what could have been with Young Ho Kang, but there you go. All right. Kang in the box. 1-1 pitch. And swung on. Line drive. Soft liner into left, base hit. So the Bucks with 2 on. Nobody down here in the top of the 8th. Tying run is on first. And so Tony Sanchez comes on as a pinch hitter. Interesting choice for the Buccos. Let's see who's left on the bench. I'm not managing this game. But yeah, well, we really don't have a lot to work with off the bench, do we? All right, Mr. Sanchez. Move the line. 2-2 pitch. Sanchez swings. Soft liner to short. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. Are you kidding me? That was a triple play. That's why I was, oh, my God. I'm like, no, did we just see that? We just had a triple play, and we're going to let the Borgata catch up on that, ruminate on the fact that we got a damn triple play. Wow. And we have to show it again. A triple play. That hurt. Let's look at it as just a regular replay first. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that sucked worse than that which sucks. You don't want to be the guy. It's bad enough to hit a double play. You don't want to be that guy to hitting a triple play because you're going to be on all the highlight reels on MLB Network and ESPN, probably TMZ, Fox News, CNN. I don't know. One more time on the old Super Stats replay. 1, 2, 3, baby. All right, well, we've had enough of that horror. Bottom of the 8th. And boy, it's dead quiet in here now, man. Jay Bruce leads things off here, 1 for 3. Rames Liz comes on for the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2015. And so not a lot of major league experience for this guy. A lot of AAA here. Let me see. So Baltimore, pitched for Baltimore for a bit in 2018, gets sent back down to the International League, comes back up with Baltimore in 2009 and back down. Doesn't make it back to the majors until 2015 with the Pirates and gets sent back down again to Indianapolis, the Buccos club. And I guess his career ends in 2018 in the International League. So I forgot all about this guy. All right, to face Jay Bruce here. Count even 2-2 on Jay Bruce. Bruce swings hardliner to third. Jay Hay has it. I think Harrison was a little surprised it got in the glove. All right, here's Jermaine Curtis. We have a pinch hitter now. Let's have a look at Mr. Curtis. So a lot of minor league for him as well. Okay. I can deal. I can deal. Back to the ball game. 0-1 pitch. Curtis swings, hard ground ball to third. And Josh Harrison busy over there at the hot corner. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Brandon Phillips, 2 for 3. And the pitch. Phillips swings, room service bounce over there to third. And Jay Hay doing all 3 outs here. Top of the ninth, the Buccos down 2. And Aroldis Chapman, and we can say it now, in this game, future Pittsburgh Pirate, and where we sit now today, former Pittsburgh Pirate, who liked Pittsburgh, but Ben Cherington, they weren't meeting what Aroldis Chapman was looking for, and he said, "Yeah, okay." So Aroldis Chapman on to close it down, looking for the save, and he will face the top of the Pittsburgh Pirates order, Josh Harrison, Gregory Polanco, and Andrew McCutchen. We had us a damn triple play, though. All right, here we go. The Cuban deals. And this one popped right back to Aroldis Chapman. So that one, a slow slider, only 90 miles an hour by Chapman. And pinch hitter Sean Rodriguez. Count full. Chapman deals. Rodriguez, knee buckler. Fastball, 94. 2 down. It's up to Kutch. Can he keep it going? 0 for 3. Count full. Cutchin working deep into the count. And McCutchen bounces this one to first. And that's your ball game. Joey Votto tosses on Aroldis Chapman. And the Buccos go down in flames. Cincinnati first baseman Joey Votto contributed significantly to his team's 6-4 win over the Bucs. Votto, who led the National League in on-base percentage with .416 in 2011, went 2 for 4 with a run scored to lead the offensive attack for the Reds. Aroldis Chapman closed it out for his first save, and Cincinnati goes to 1-1. Buccos fall to 1-1. So sorry, I thought they were 1-0. Yeah, they were. So Votto had a game-changing home run in the bottom of the 7th on an 0-1 slider from Tony Watson, banged a 3-run homer to right, giving the Reds a 6-4 lead. First home run of the year for Joey. Yeah, good game. Thank you, Michael. It was that triple play. That was awesome. That was so super cool. Cosart, Phillips, and Votto. Even though it happened against the Bucs, that was cool. I don't know if I've ever had a triple play on here. Tony Watson with the loss and the blown save. He'll be answering to the Kangaroo Court for that one. So Burke Badenhop gets the win. Worked 1 inning of relief and struck out a batter, Aroldis Chapman, picking up the save. I don't know, man. I would not have pulled Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole pitched a pretty fine ball game. Yeah, he gave up 4 earned runs, but struck out 6. I would have stuck with Cole because he had a base hit in that game too. Player of the game is Joey Votto. All right, and let's go ahead and go to scores and just play out a few, and then we're going to get off. In real life, you would have been really disappointed. Absolutely. All right, Braves Marlins, Shelby Miller versus Tom Kohler. Let's, is it going to let me quick play it? Yep, that's it. 8-4 Braves. Colorado Rockies, Milwaukee Brewers. Eddie Butler versus Wiley Peralta. Boing. Brewers win this one 11-9. Wild one. Boston, I'm not going to be doing the game recap, way too early for this. So, Red Sox, Phillies, Porcello against, and actually it's Porcello Porcello against Aaron Haram. And here we go. Philadelphia Phillies 11-3 over the Boston Red Sox. All right, let's finish up the National League. Of course, Cardinals over the Cubs 4-2. Mets and Nationals, DeGrom versus Zimmerman. And this is the Washington Nationals 3-2. All right, this one is in progress. We're just going to do that. Quick play. Diamondbacks over the Giants 7-2. Dodgers Padres, and Dodgers defeat the Padres 7-4. Twins and Tigers 9-6 in favor of the Twins. Orioles and Rays, and Tampa Bay 16-3. Wow, and 3 home runs in that game. Holy moly. Rangers A's, and this one belongs to Oakland 12-1. And just 2 home runs in that game. Wow, 12-1. Jays Yankees, and this one's 7-0. Toronto Blue Jays 7-hitter there. Guardians Astros. I have to change this name to Indians, by the way. I thought I did that, so I have to fix that. So Astros over the Indians 8-1. White Sox Royals 3-2. The Royals edge the White Sox, and finally the Mariners and the Angels. And this one 12-5 belongs to the M's, and that does it. And we finish today. And who do the Bucks play next? I received a personal message. Blah, blah, blah. Roster moves. Okay, I don't really care. We're not going to play the games versus the Reds. Let's just look at our schedule. The new schedule screen, by the way, looks really, really cool in Out of the Park 27. So look at this, Nathaniel. After this next game with the Reds, we have a 3-game road trip to Milwaukee. So, wow, cool, fun stuff. So, nice. One of the cool things about Out of the Park Baseball, and I do have to change the Guardians' name, is you get the history of baseball up to the year that you're replaying, or so the season beforehand, which I think is really cool because it's going to show milestones for that year. No other baseball game does this, and I think this is super, super, super cool. Yeah, so Nathaniel, I'll try to hopefully you come in here when you're feeling better. I'll try to hold off on that because this isn't like a big project for me anyhow, 2015. So this is really, really fun that you can see all of this. Of course, I love this coming up. So yeah, so if you're playing something, it's kind of fun. You're just for that immersion. You're playing 1965, and you can see these guys going for these milestones and hitting and pitching and what have you. Ain't no man can avoid being born average, but there ain't no man got to be common, said Satchel Paige. By the way, little quote. So this will show the Hall of Fame as it was up to 2014. But you can do a lot of research in this. This is like Baseball Reference built right into this bad boy. You can look at the voting history for the entire for Baseball Hall of Fame up. So again, since we're playing 2015 up to 2014, so you can go back and see all the voting, at least the 10, the 10th. Of course, that's just back, and there we go. Boom, boom, boom. So really, you got to look at 1939 and see. But I love this. Who's upcoming and possibly eligible? There they are. Cooperstown collection. I forget what this does. Position. I guess we can look at first baseman and apply filter. I don't know how this works. I haven't messed with it too much. And again, we're just going to look at all the inducted players. Good stuff. If you go back to this history index, and just go to the index, you can pick a team, and we're just going to go ahead and pick The Milwaukee Brewers. We've got to get back here a little bit for them. There we go, 1982. And now you get the team's history. Pretty nice. And then let's go to 82. And there you go. There's everybody. And really breaking it down. So I mean there is it is a really super complex game, but but you get all this cool stuff, man. You get all this cool stuff. Let's go to the team home screen and let's change and there's of course your minor leagues and stuff. And you can play, only game I know that you can actually play minor league baseball, a whole season of minor league baseball if that's your jam, and you want to play the West Virginia Black Bears of the New York Pennsylvania League, you could do it. But I got to change Cleveland's name here. Boink. There we go. Settings. Because they weren't the Guardians yet, baby. There we go. Indians. Done. So, but I get it. I get it. Everywhere you go in this game is just crazy, crazy amount of depth. And it's like, oh my God, what do I do? Type thing. Um, Strategy stuff. And all this is getting deeper and deeper and deeper, by the way, too. So, player strategy. You can drag and drop. So let's say Sean Markham, drag him over here. So this is the whole. This is one of the things that we are going to be using in the Michael McGreevy League, working not only with their strategy, right, what we want to do with them, but also the player development tab as well. And there's your just it's just nuts. It's just nuts. I mean I feel everybody. I get you. I get you. You even got people waivers, upcoming free agents, all this good stuff. I never mess with this, by the way. The front office, I really don't care. It's like, are you crazy? That ain't happening. So, um, yeah, love it, love it, love it, love it. Player searches, whatever you want. You can play the complex you want, or make it basic. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. And let's go back to the Pirates. I don't want people getting the wrong idea here. There we go. Yeah, you can. You play, and it can be just as simple. It's not so. Before we sign off, let's go back to let's. I know the game automatically saves, but I like to save it anyhow. So for players that are completely new and feel a little bit blown away by out of the park baseball, I have two suggestions. So if you go to new game, you have a ton of modes. All right. What I suggest, if you're very, 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 very new to the game, um, go to a new historical game, and we're not going to enable the challenge mode. All right. Doesn't matter what we pick here. This is what you want to pay attention over to here, because this could be a little bit confusing. In the play mode, when in historical, play for your first time, play drive for the pennant. So drive for the pennant will basically, you're kind of acting as a GM, but you also, it will throw you into situations where you have to do some on-field managing. And what's nice about it is when you play any other main mode in out of the park baseball, you can switch teams, you can do whatever. And drive for the pennant mode, you're taking just one team and managing it, but you can take your time, and it kind of eases you in. And then after the end of drive for the pennant, you can pick any other one of these modes, um, which is really, really cool. Hey, Paul, great to see you. The other way another easy way to jump into out of the park baseball, if you're new, is to pick a quick start, and it comes with a few quick starts here. Just pick one of these. It gives you a nice little variety if you want an all-time. I don't suggest the all-time greats league that comes with it. It's not that good. You're going to find some players missing. That's why I have a different one. But you can play the 1994 season if you wanted, a little promotional stuff, or the U.S. Baseball League. So, two easy ways to get into Out of the Park 26. The main drive for the pennant mode is the current season. So, if you want, and then when you really feel comfortable, there is a tutorial by the game. There's a step by step for the game. But the other one, I think, is when you're deep. This is when um, it gets really fun because now you can just go nuts and kind of do what you want. I'll just show you the physical. We just leave things as they are. And so that's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I mean, it's scary. It can be really, really scary. But we can go to historical team selection and just start picking actual teams and put them in there. Any sort of league structure you want. Also, this is a really nice way to just set up just small things if you want. So let me see. We're going to have, I'll show you just really quickly. There's a different way to set up a World Series so you can have a lot more accurate teams and division, right? So number of divisions. And I just want two teams. Okay. So the other way, I mean, in tournament mode, but this is the main game mode. And so if you want to do a World Series this way, you would just do it this way, and you would just pick your year. So let's say we were doing the 1932 World Series and Chicago Cubs and 1932 New York Yankees. 32, thank you. It takes a little longer to set up, but you're going to get to more accuracy. Name it what you want, whatever. But this is I picked the New York Yankees or the Chicago Cubs twice. That was stupid. There we go. But we could just fill out all the other stuff, and then this is another way to get it. So this is to me is the heart of the game. So, but we'll go ahead and cancel it. Um, a lot of the tutorials out there on Out of the Park Baseball. We don't have to do that year. Yeah, I know, right? Um, a lot of the tutorials, unfortunately, out there on YouTube about Out of the Park Baseball, a lot of people who play this game, they just play in the GM mode and play it like a big giant spreadsheet, which is kind of unfortunate, I think. I think you really, this game is such an excellent, and I know some in the community are going to completely disagree. As we look at the Hall of Fame showcase, this is not what we looked for before. This is their actual plaques, and there we go. There's Whitey Ford's actual plaque. Um, this is going to be expanded this year too, by the way. But we'll leave the Hall of Famers up here. I'm going to look at a few artifacts, so that you're gonna see more going on with this. All right. This is a really good on-field managing game as well. So I love this game, Paul. I do. I love it. I love both this and Action PC Baseball. So I know it's not one it's not one you're going to get back into, but you want to play it, but doesn't get there. So I'm just glad you enjoy it. Played a one division 1870 game schedule, four greatest Pirates teams, and four greatest Yankees teams. Pretty wild. Yeah, if you can imagine it. I mean, they call this the infinite baseball sandbox, and it really, really, really is. Um, I know Pocket Pennant Run in the Cars and Dice world is going to be vying for that title. But just, you know, you really can do just about anything you want in this game. Again, the fact that you don't have to buy minor leagues, just everything is in here is so incredible. So I know you have it, yeah, but hey, it's play what you love. No spitballs from Gaylord Perry. I know you. So Dave Cook talked about in Action PC Baseball that if it happened in baseball, it will happen in Action PC Baseball. So I don't know. Can't remember if I've seen. I think no, I've seen spitters in this game. It's been largely in the dead ball era, but I've seen them. But we had Paul, you missed it. I had a triple play tonight. A triple play in a 2015 Reds and Pirates game. It was the second game of a unplanned doubleheader, and it was not unassisted, but it was a triple play. I'm like, wait, what? Did I just? So I didn't want to call triple play. I was kind of shocked. I think it's the first one I've ever had on here as a triple play since I've started this madness. So, bada boom, bada bang. Yeah. So it's not the first game's the game four of the 1904 World Series. So skip ahead to this Pirates game, and I think it's in the seventh inning. I think. I think. So how long have we been on here? So 2 hours. So maybe about an hour 35. You want to start? But it's a triple. The Reds turned a damn triple play, and that was really cool to see. That was really cool to see. I'm gonna load this back into 1904, and for when we return, we also have the 1994 World Series that never was too. Actually, I should probably rename that. There we go. Lovely, lovely. Easier to see that way. So we'll go ahead and load that, and it'll be ready to go. Yes. And where do we stand? This is so no. This is not a World Series. I have to rename it again. This is the play-in. So this was suggested by Mike Koss, known as Blue Rose Case, who's made a lot of contributions here to our community. Um, it's going to be the Montreal Expos representing the National League, but he thought it'd be a great idea to have a play-in between the 1994 White Sox and Yankees. So the White Sox took the first one 6-0. So the next game is going to be also at Yankee Stadium. Wilson Alvarez and Melito Perez will face off. So the winner of the series will go on to face the Expos in the World Series. So I got to return to the main screen, and I got to rename this again. Jeez. Yeah, 1994 AL play-in, we'll call it. There we go. That's better. Boink. And okay, there we go. Last time you got into out of the park, you didn't eat for 2 months. Was down the rabbit hole. You protect myself from it. It's not that it's not brilliant. Now it is. It is a. It's. It really, really is. And once you get in that workflow of, individual player import and stuff like that, but it's so fun just sometimes, just to go on here and kind of baseball research the crap out of things. And again, just one more thing, not to belabor the point, because we showed it in 2015. But if we go back to, I have a Pittsburgh Pirates 1974 thing I'm mucking about with. And we go to that. I don't know if we have anything here yet in the newspaper or not. This thing has a newspaper. Um, Pretty cool stuff. But I love this the league history and the index and the milestones. And so again, the game is like this is like you're coming into the this 1974 season, and you can see where people are, for instance. So milestone, for instance, for Al Kaline with 3,000 hits. He's currently at 2862 and needs 138 more. Um, Willie Stargell, he is 39 hits away from 1,500 in 1974, and so on and so forth. Home runs. So Harmon Killebrew just four away from 550, and so on and so forth, and gives you that really nice kind of. We can look at pitchers' milestones, in terms of their wins and stuff like that. And what are we doing there? So we had for 1973. There you go. There's your World Series and all the guys on there. Um, this is the best looking. This is um, the sexiest text baseball game. So this is kind of fun too. So let's go to 1968 and look at that. Isn't that cool? I mean, come on, this is bloody cool. So I love. I just a lot of love, a lot of passion, a lot of work goes into this game every year, and it just yeah, it's great. It's great. I just love that you can just do all this kind of stuff. I forget what evolution does. What do I do here with this? Oh, okay. So it's just that's cool. Enter descriptions and stuff like that. Not going to muck about. Records. So records here again. So this would be like looking at like remember those old baseball record books you could buy. Well, you're looking just at record books as it would have existed up to 1973. Up to 1973. So um, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Um, whoever's idea this was, I think is really great. So this is going to be career stuff and all of that. So yeah, how about it? Look at Ed Walsh there. So you have season, career, and as I said, they're adding more things to. There you go. Look, the Keokuk Westerns, man. Where's Cousin Ken? Look at the Keokuk Westerns. Look at these guys. They Dave Roberts did every damn thing for the Keokuk Westerns. Oh my God. New York Yankees weren't around in 1976, so who cares? Managers, man. They got all kinds of managers here. Here's a man that should be in the Hall of Fame, Mr. Danny Murtaugh. Why this man is in the Hall of Fame, I will never, ever understand why he isn't. So, you just want to set up a league and play? So if you just want to do a season replay, that's the easiest thing in the world to do in this game. If you want to create your own league, it takes a bit more work, but it's fun. But when you get back down into that thing, so of course you can edit your manager if you want. If you don't agree with any of those things, make them who you want. Sample lineups, stuff like that. Just view with added player. It's just insane. It's just insane. Anyhow, back to the Pirates home screen, and there we go. In 1974, Bucco fans, do you remember Ramon Hernandez, Jerry Royce? There's Stannett, Giusti, and Hebner. Good stuff. Can you turn off all the in-between game stuff? What do you mean by that, Paul? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So right now it says play games versus Cardinals. So I can play that game. I can also just go to MLB scores and just start just quick play, whatever. Yeah, you don't have to. You can do that. Yeah, you can do all that stuff. Definitely. This also has a little ticker that goes along the bottom somewhere. I forget where that is. So you can autoplay here up to a certain part of the season if you want. So if I wanted to kick this up to the All-Star game, the All-Star game, by the way, is really fun to play and out of the park baseball. So um, yeah, I don't get a penny from these guys. I just think this is just a great baseball game. It does demand that you put work into it too. But yeah, learn the process, toggle around, experiment. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to break anything. I would say don't You want to set up your own schedules and seasons? You can. So go back to the start screen. I'm not going to do the whole thing. New game. So if you want to do your own schedules, your own seasons, this is what you want, is the custom game. So real world, that's just going to be the current league. Historical, this is basically, right, but if you wanted to add feeder leagues and stuff like that, and the minors and stuff. Fictional, and this uses real players or fictional players, whatever you want. And this is where you create the thing that you want. So I don't, however you want to set things up, and so like if we're going old timey baseball, you know, then I'm just going to mirror that on both sides. So, and then you just keep going. Now, if you go into advanced mode, this is where people run away real fast. And I'll show you why. Because you're setting, and you don't have to do any of this stuff. But if you wanted to, you've got to, right, you're adding a new league into this, but you don't have to do that. And I suggest just, I don't really, whoops, that was my fault. Anyhow, good place to stop. Here, I'll show you the Steam screen. I hope they don't hit me for this. There, look at that. Doesn't that look cool? So it's there. But now, so I don't get yelled at, I'm going to put it back to here. But you can, yeah, you can create schedules and all kinds of stuff. But you never have to, all right, now I have to get back in because we can't have Paul turned off because all of Cyprus will suffer. All of Cyprus will suffer. So, look, custom. I never mess with the trading mode. Fictional. Set up your leagues. Let's do it like old timey. And this is you have some quick templates, by the way. I forgot. Boom. Okay. Whoops. I went 2 sub leagues. There. No. Jeez. I'm messing all this up here. Jeez. Give me a second here, gentlemen. There it is. Old timey baseball. Ed, how you doing? No, dude, I've never, ever, Ed joining us from Turkey, I've never messed with financials in this game, ever. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it, man. And you don't need advanced mode. So then you go into next step. I don't even know what the hell I'm going to create here. Do you want to use real major league teams? You can use real major league teams. Or you can have these fake team names, use fictional players, or draft real players onto it. Or the faster way to do it is do a historical team selection. Bring these players onto these teams that you want, and then just dump them all in the draft pool. So pretty simple stuffy. You just got to be cool with scrolling the mouse a little bit. That's all. So 1949. And so this a lot. It's a bit of work, but it's fun. So already Brooklyn Dodgers here are in this. I haven't even named this. But anyhow, then you would fill all of this out, go the next step. You would never, ever, ever have to touch the advanced mode. Never. It's really, really easy to go through. In fact, I'll show you how easy this will be. Let's just do 4 teams real quickly, okay? Go to next step. I think we should be probably down to 6 viewers. Now we're at 18. That's nice. Okay, so we're gonna pick 4 teams. I'm gonna set up a league. Let's say the 1920 Cleveland, and we're gonna change that name to Indians or Naps or whatever they were that year. Let's get a Cubs team for you. Boy, you don't want any 1930s, do you? Well, how about 1929? They lost that World Series, but that was a good Cubbies team. Or we could go forward. You guys did have a bit of a drought, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure you did. What about 1969? How about the 69 Cubs? Yeah, let's put them in there. And there we go. And let's do, these guys are going to kick the shit out of everybody. Let's throw in a dead ball team if we want, and we'll make it the Boston Red Sox. And finally, I don't know if Cousin Ken is still in here, but we're going to put in these Whiz Kid Phillies from 1950. Okay, boom, there we go. So we can just put this, I'm just going to put this, name it what you want, Test League. I don't want to put Banker League, although that would be funny, I think. But I'm not going to do that. It would be nice to Paul tonight. And its abbreviation, yeah, TL, whatever. Okay. Do I want minor leagues? No, not going to worry about it. Let's forget minor leagues. Let's go to our next step. All right. Now, you can change settings for your league, and you can pick any era and any year that you want to. So there, you can already see, even with just you had no drought. Oh, you wanted 1984? All right, let me show how easy that is. Right? You can always go back. So you want the 84 Cubs? So it shall be written, so it shall be done. And I always remember the National League's always in the bottom. There. Next step. All right. So we can pick what we want. Let's say we want to do, let's do some offensive craziness, and let's set this to 1930. So everything's going to be normalized to 1930. And then, right, hold inaugural fantasy draft. So I don't want to randomly assign players to all teams. So you want to hold this draft. How many games do you want, Paul? See? So number of games divided by team, 0 equals skip regular season, and you can jump right into a World Series. So, but we'll leave this 154 and 3 games. Start the season whenever you want. Go to next step. And now you're almost home. You're almost home. Season to taste. I like the 1 to 100 ratings myself. The baseball's 20 to 80 makes no sense to me. I want no fictional pictures. No fictional pictures. Enable automatic evolution of the league if you want to have that to happen. I don't. Next step. New game. Test league. Whatever you want. Again, this is whatever you want to call it. And then I auto-save daily. I pick manager, play in commissioner mode, and cannot be fired, because why the hell not? I don't use trading hard mode or any of that crap. It's not crap, it's good stuff. And now the only thing is when you set up this league, you have to just import the logos. That's the only thing you have to do. But other than that, the proper ballparks will be assigned. And this thing is actually ready to play, except for the logos. Okay. So I'm going to select a team, and I'll select the Guardians because I want to change their name anyhow. I don't know if they were the Indians then, but we're going to go with it. And always hit enter. So you have all your player picks and logos ready. As long as you have them in those proper directories, you're good. So quickly, if you don't know how to do this, so we'll just set up just Cleveland. Okay. And I like to select these. I don't know if I have them all. I think I've got to go up to 25. Although that's not, I don't have it. Oh, yeah, shit. I don't have it installed on this computer. So let me see if I have the logos in here. Yeah, I guess apparently I do. Sorry about that. So when you do a season replay mode, these will automatically get assigned. But if not, you just got to do this. And then, You should be able to import the colors file, colors, Cleveland Guardians, Cleveland Indians, import. And then you want to use high socks. Of course, you want to use high socks. You get as deep as you want in this, but that's not bad. So home and away, right? Looks nice, doesn't it? Thank you, Mike Silva. And we'll just click OK. And there we go. So 1908 was the last time the Cubs won the World Series until 2016. But everybody ignored the fact that the White Sox hadn't won a World Series since 1917. It took them until 2005. It's very, very impressive. But you want to get deeper? Paul, you ain't afraid to get deep. You could go right now, and even though I didn't set up the other three teams, right now this thing's ready to play an exhibition game. This is about this. If we go to edit the ballpark, Mike's mod knows where to put the ballpark. League Park, 1920. This thing's ready to rock and roll, right? So you got to set your camera and stuff like that wherever you want it to be. There we go. Switch your angles around, save your new camera angles. But this is ready to play now. Ready to play now. So if I wanted to fix this camera, and I'll make this default. Maybe I'll make it a save cam, and I'm going to create new, and let's just call it field level. It's not quite, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay, and so now that's saved, and there you go. You can change the weather in this game if you want. Either what's in here. There's a crap ton of cities, or go ahead and make your own, and lots of fun. Just lots of fun. You can import sounds into this game. So you find some good samples, and there's tons of them out there. Put them in here. You can do that. Um, God, there's so much to show in this game. Ball locations. You never have to touch this. Out of the Park just seems to get this right. So this will look familiar to action PC players and stuff like that. You really don't have to touch this, because that doesn't mean the ball is just going to follow that flight path or whatever, because sometimes you're going to see balls that are going to go into this gap and whatever, but you don't really have to touch it. It's got actions for everything, by the way, if you need. So I need to ban light years. We go to strategy. You can set your strategies if you want. You can also do strategies based on, so we have this in 1930. So maybe we want to play this as just traditional. And there you can see now all these sliders are going to change. Let's say we wanted to play this as a small ball. Watch the sliders again. So now you see now stealing bases, base running, hit and run, sacrifice, bunt for hit, that's going to go up. Or if you want, you can import a strategy from a file, and you've got managers to pick from. So, but anyhow, we're going to reset all this to just boop. And then all times and all scores, you're going to get all this. So maybe in the late seventh inning, and you're just trailing by 2 or 3 runs, set those strategies there. If you don't want to touch any of this stuff, you don't have to. Player strategy, we already sort of looked at player strategy, but we haven't set our active roster yet. Go to lineups. If you don't want to create your own lineups, we haven't done our inaugural draft, so we probably should do this. So it's autoplay. I don't want to configure shit. There, now it's set lineups. Click and drag. You don't want to mess with those. Go to your graphical depth chart. Now, I didn't pick the Cleveland Indians, so what I probably want to do here is apply for a job. So let's apply for the Cleveland Indians. And when you play in commissioner mode, now you're the manager. Okay. Back to the, let's go back to strategy and let's go to the, yeah, I'm sorry, lineups, depth chart. Now notice what I can do. I can put in, not that I would want to spell Chris Speaker, but let's say I wanted to, and how Richie Ashburn got in there. We must have had another Richie Ashburn, got to knock him off the team. But anyhow, my point being is that you can just do all kinds of things. I'm not quite sure what I've done in here, but I just wanted to show you how easy this is to use. And pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Lefties, righties, overview, organization. You can make this game as difficult as you want or as easy. And I'm going to go ahead and exit. So just play with it. You can manage real ballparks, please. So those are real ballparks. So Mike Silva did those from actual blueprints and diagrams of the ballparks and built them up. The parks, and they are real ballparks, but I think you're talking about photos. So here's another thing that should impress you, Paul. Out of the park baseball, all the ballparks are georeferenced. So like Action PC, they're not. No other ball game has the parks are georeferenced. So you could actually look at a location of any ballpark that's in here and actually look at its location in Google Earth. So when a ball's hit a certain amount of feet, it's hit that many feet on Earth, like for real. So everything's even georeferenced in this game. So, but I know a lot of people love Action PC because you've got the real ballpark photos. But these are 3D models, so depends on what you like. But boy, we came a long time from this, from out of the park 16. You can see the differences here. Pretty crazy what this game used to look like. I don't even know if there's still if this review is still on here, but this game has come a long way, a long way. This is what it used to look like. But this was like the big thing. This was like, damn. Because they used to have like little pawns instead of players and stuff. It was 17 the first year they put in? I don't know. Yeah. So let me see if I can bring this up. I wanted this to be a picture. Yeah, oh, it's our Red Sox fan. Damn it. So this was already a big deal. We had these little player pawns and stuff, and Al adding in his baseball cards. This is so you're looking at out of the park baseball from 2016, and you can already see how they've worked so hard to work with this interface. And I'll show you guys out of the park 8 some night. Is that's freely available, by the way. I was just hoping for just yeah. There's a still picture. So big difference, but this was the shit in 2016. It really, really was. It was like wow, because prior to this, you had it was more of a it was a very static game, much like Baseball for Windows is. So you have all these versions. Yep, I have all of them somewhere saved. Everything, even a 1999 version. I just don't feel like trying to mess with it to get it to run on a modern system. Right? Yes, Alex, they moved up from Christmas ornaments. But again, it was so much fun to play it then because you did have ball flight animation. And while it did look funny for these the little meeples just running around, this was really take yourself back to 2016 or 2015, whatever. And this was huge. People were blown away by this beginning of Face Gen, and which I don't like Face Gen, but um, lots of folks do like it. Here's another in-game picture. Again, you know, nice, just nice, nice stuff. So this is not using a 3D model. So You can use real life ballparks in the game, and there's kind of ways to do it, but I don't play it that way. I could just play out or action PC baseball for that. Also, of course, all the great statistical goodness and things. And that, my friends, is 9 years ago up to the game that we have today. Here is this community hub for it. There it is. I mean, look at the difference from where we were to where we are. And there's just night and day. So Paul says he's seen enough for him to give it 2 days test next week. Cool. Paul, did you know in Action PC Baseball you can export CSV files? I don't know if you knew that or not. So it would work with your Baseball HQ app. I just wasn't sure if you mentioned that. I have Tony La Russa. I have to reinstall it. It's a lot of fun, Alex. In fact, Derek Bain has put in some old seasons into Tony La Russa. And of course, then I have its little brother project, which is actually immense. And it's available on our McGreevy Discord, Old Time Baseball. But I'm really, really super, super, super impressed with, like just the evolution of this game. And for $50, what bang for the buck there is. There's a nice Dodger Stadium. Okay. So you have a converter and HQ for Action PC box scores. So nice, nice, nice. Paul, I usually ask you a question about Pocket Pennant Run, about release, but this time I'm not going to ask you because every time I ask you, it takes longer. So I'm just going to just wait for it. I'm just going to wait for it. But I'm just itching to play up the new version and everything like that. So I talked about these. These are nice. Well, a great community. There's so much great stuff in this game. The WPA graphs, I love these things. There's not too much I don't love about Out of the Park Baseball. So, oh, you have news. Uh-oh. Let's hope it's good. Let's hope it's good news. Craig wants it out Saturday without fail. Okay. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because I love that game so much. I really, really do. I've just been holding off playing it because if a new version is imminent, I'd rather wait for that. So, all right, Saturday. Going to see the girlfriend, but I ain't going to spend the night with her. Not if there's going to be some Pocket Pennant Run action. So I love her and all that, but my goodness gracious. There's another baseball game. Let me see if I can find it. So we all know about what is it? X or blah blah blah. What is it? What is it? Super Mega Baseball. Here's what I'm going to show you guys some night. It's like Super Mega Baseball, but not. This is called World League Baseball. Don't know if you guys have it, but we're going to play the trailer for it. So now you can create a project with any database teams. Oh, wow. Play QP or export to HQ in seconds. I love that. All right, I don't know if you guys saw this. Let's look at the trailer for this. Very, very similar. It's getting mixed reviews, but it looks really, really fun. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Doug is calling. Oh, so, be looking forward, man. Infinite projects and pocket pennant run baseball. So compare what we just saw there. Thank you, Paul, very much. To and again, these are Twitch games, but you can see this is definitely higher budget. But I'm going to do a couple of these more Twitch games some night. But this game is so cool. And MV did the 1906 Cubs in this. He said it's very easy to create players in this. I mean, this just looks fun. So just fun stuff. Just fun stuff. So be fun to create just like, like create some players. Because this is actually a really deep. It has a franchise mode and everything, so it's kind of a sort of a cartoony type of MLB the show. So just thought you guys might want to check that out. Waiting for Digital Diamond 14 to make its way into my little baseball collection. There we go. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm looking forward to Pocket Pennant Run Saturday night and all that good stuff. Be on for a little bit, maybe tomorrow night with something or other. And until then, we'll see everybody around the ballpark. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. All right, Borgata. Buonanotte.